Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the championship. We're a little bit late here. Only about 2 cars qualified, though, so really are we late? We're just fashionably late. We'll just say that. But either way, championship here tonight. Jon Schwartz, Jimmy Allen, Alex Huffman, Scott Fritz. 4 guys battling it out for the championship. If you were here, you saw the truck series last night. You saw some absolute mayhem. We saw some frustration. We definitely saw some intensity. There was a lot going on after that race. Definitely expected that for the Cup Series, man. We got a lot of drivers out there doing good. As Trenton Jump's going to set himself up in the pole currently at the moment as we ride on board with that 97 to Jon Schwartz, who's going to take that pole right back. 27.06. We'll see if these drivers improve on these second laps here tonight. As we're right on board here with Trenton, he is right on that outside. Didn't make it into the final 4, as he is currently sitting in that 5th place. Those guys in that 5th place on back still fighting for those not even championship points, excuse me, but just standings points. Yeah, they're fighting for points, but didn't mean to say it in championships now. They aren't fighting for the championship here tonight, but that 5th place on back fighting for points in just the this.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. They're not fighting for points in the championship style. They're actually fighting for points in payout because they do get some money last night. Heard that Ronnie Shirk walked away with a good chunk of change last night in the Truck Series. So these guys are fighting for it. So right now the winner of first gets $500. The winner for second gets or the second place finisher gets $250. Third $125. Fourth, $75, and 5th place gets $50. So they're technically still fighting for points back there in that position to get 5th place. In that spot. So they're still fighting for it. So 5th place has got to make up some time. Those guys back there got to get it so they can get that money. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting night because last night it was crazy. We did see a lot of mayhem. You saw a really risky move go on. You saw Jason Collins get up into the wall, and then Jeremiah Hobbs go around, who is not in the booth right now. He'll be in the booth later on tonight. Heard he was running a little bit late. We also got Nate Maurer over here. Got a lot of storms going on in his area, so he's probably losing power every now and then. So if he does lose power and you hear him just randomly stop talking, then just know that that's probably what happened. But we're waiting on that. But anyway, Jeremiah he got loose, spun around. You saw Jason rear end him. It just killed his truck, and that was unfortunate for that three truck. He was out there in the lead doing a really good job, but just unfortunate things happen. Wrong place, wrong time. So right now, Scott Fritz going around, see if he can set a good time for sitting in that 5th place. See if he can upset Jonathan Schwartz. But yeah, Josh, like you were talking. Also, we saw. The 24, Will Weber, go around and off of a wreck, and he hit the wall. That was unfortunate for him. Whoa, look at that. Scott Fritz going around. Exactly the same thing that happened to that 24. Almost picture-perfect representation of what happened to that 24 last night coming off of turn 4. So that's a lot to look out for.
Yeah, so the one guy you're forgetting about in that truck race wreck, Chris, Nate Maurer. How he got here in the booth last night. He was running for that championship, man, and unfortunate for Nate, man. You were caught up in that wreck last night. Nate, take us through what these drivers may be thinking tonight as they go into the championship race. I mean, you were just in that driver's seat last night. In that mentality, you've had the time to get out of that mentality as you go in here tonight to be a race fan. It's always fun being up here, but how do you think these drivers going forward into tonight racing for the championship got their head set? What do you think that mentality is looking like going into tonight?
First and foremost, if you think something bad's going to happen in front of you, listen to your gut, back up, and just let it happen. There's a lot of race here tonight. Word of recommendation, I forget how many laps there is, 312? I forget 312 laps. I would highly recommend using the first fuel run as almost like a practice. I mean, it's very loose coming out of fours. We just seen Scott Fritz there. Under qualifying, just take your time and just listen to your gut. I mean, you just got to remember, you're not racing the whole field. You're only racing the 3 other people for the championship. I know you want to go out and win the race, but at the end of the day, it's all about that championship.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun to watch these drivers, like you said, how they're going to take it going into this first segment. I mean, like you said, 312 laps, man. That's a long race ahead of us. I mean, we saw last night the aggression factor get turned up pretty early in the 150 lap truck race, and I'm not expecting to see that here in the Cup Series. I mean, these guys usually have a little bit more poise behind them, know how to take their battles just at the right moment sometimes. I mean, you do have your aggressive drivers, I mean, everywhere. Is Jimmy Allen going to set himself in second place? That 16 machine going to put a 27.115 down. You're going to come see that Allen's body shot, man. That 8 of Alex Huffman, another hot-looking paint scheme this week is, you know, like we were saying, though, it's just going to be interesting to see how these drivers take this first run here. I mean, you know, it's just going to be practice, figuring out how that car is going to do, figuring out what that car is going to do around other people, and how those tires are going to wear in. And then you're going to see that second run. Maybe them turn up the intensity just a little bit. Once we get closer and closer to lap 312, it's just going to get more and more intense. These guys are really going to figure out that race car, and once they do, they're going to be really comfortable around each other. You're going to see them settle in, and it's going to be a fun show here. Just you got to let them get past that starting stage where they're first going to get warmed up and rolling here.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be one of those things where, as you see, Alex Huffman, his first lap out, going to set himself in that 6th place position. So Alex Huffman got this second time around and see if he can do something. But yeah, we saw a lot of spinning going on, a lot of getting loose coming out of that turn 4. So that's going to be the one turn that you want to pay attention to tonight, you know, because it is it's not as banked as you think it is, but it's not as flat as you think it is. So you know, you go into the turn and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I can kind of coast this, but you have to you know, just let off the throttle a lot and let it roll, because you don't. It is really easy to go around there. As it looks like the 8 not going to be able to set a time there.
He did. He just set P2.
Oh, set P2. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It did not change for me, and as soon as I said that, it changed. I do apologize about that.
He is going to be your new outside pole sitter at the moment. As I don't know what the camera is doing right now. We were just zooming into the infield right there.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened.
Let's ride on board with the man who was in the booth last night for the truck race, Matt Grenier. As we're excited to see him race here tonight. One of those drivers that missed out on the round of 4 as he made it all the way up to the round of 8. But that 15 man, he's been one of those drivers that's been picking up the momentum here late in the season, as he's going to set himself 8th place currently. Justin Winters setting himself up in that 6th position. So,
and he was this season. He was the Cup Series champion last season too.
Yeah, so it's been one of those seasons for the 15 man. It's just he's had a lot of success. He's had his runs, but seems like he just hasn't been able to put it together when it really matters, you know, and that can bank off of pit strategies. Anything can really throw a whole wrench in your race strategy. So there's one scenario you want at the end of the race, and there's about unlimited scenarios that can stop you from achieving that. So you might come into a racing and you have the perfect strategy, all the perfect, you know, points. If something goes wrong, if something changes, you think you might have even alternate strategies, but still, at the end of the day, anything can happen, man. And that 15 just seems like all season he's just shown the speed, shown the pace, had a lot of good speed, man. I mean, ran all the way up into the round of 8, and like you just said, Nate, was last season's champion, but just hasn't been able to put it together this season. And good thing there's always more racing in the future. It's going to be exciting to see these guys going into next season. But right now, we're focused on the championship here tonight. As we got about 2 minutes left into qualifying, man. I'm sure these drivers starting to get a little bit antsy, those final fours. Scott Fritz, Jon Schwartz, James Allen, Alex Huffman. Was there a little bit of nervousness going into last night for you, Nate? How are you feeling about 2 minutes before qualifying?
Yeah, you could say nervous. I didn't go into that race expecting to win it or even win the championship, simply because Jason kind of intimidated me, said he found out a few tricks about the track. Never got to see those tricks. But then you got Ronnie Shirk, who just he got hot there in the playoffs at the right time. Went out and heck, I think he probably would have won Talladega if the second wreck didn't happen. I guess he got turned there leading the. I mean, he just got hot at the right time, and he was. I knew he was going to be a problem there too in the Final Four race, and yeah, you could say nervous. I just wanted to get the wrecks there out of the way in the beginning and get through them and be there at the end, but I never made it that far.
Yeah, I know that's going to be going through a lot of these guys' heads here. I mean, I know some of these drivers that are running for the championship. I mean, all 4 of them. I mean, they've had their fair share of moments where they've had those wrecks, you know, week in, week out, or not been able to compete just because of, you know, adversity. And it's going to be fun to see now. They've got all these race cars. They're pretty much stacked up. I mean, it's Jonathan Schwartz, Alex Huffman, Jimmy Allen, And then, let's see, Scott Fritz is qualified ninth, so he's the farthest off. But our top 3 right now, 4 qualified. Sorry, it's 3 of our championship runners, man. This is about to be a show. These guys are going to be racing hard, I feel like, off the start. They're going to have to be racing for the championship win here off lap 1. I mean, anything can happen. 312 laps. You're going to see them not necessarily go out here on, lap 1 here beating and banging, but they're going to want to turn up that aggression. These guys they're going to want to lead those laps. And
there's even a lot of great drivers in here that are in the Final Four. I mean, you got Matt Grenier, Alan Lancaster, John Kinder, Justin Winters. Justin Winters won season 1 Cup championship, so it's gonna be a fun battle here between all these guys.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see. I mean, these guys that are champions in the field, week in and week out. I mean, throughout the season, we were picking up new drivers. It's just fun to see, man, the talent picking up every season, and it's just I'm excited to see these guys going forward. Maybe some team changes, anything else. It's just gonna be fun to see, how these guys all settle themselves out in the future. This Bluegrass season has been a good one, but we're going to go ahead and get ready to run through your qualifying grid here for the last time tonight for this season here, as this is going to be your championship race, as sitting on that pole position. Currently not in his race car yet, gridded up, but we'll go ahead and shout him out. It's going to be that 95, Jon Schwartz, one of your championship 4. And then sitting in that P2 position on that outside lane, it's also going to be another one of those championship 4. It's going to be that 8, Alan's Body Shop. It's going to be Alex Huffman. Then sitting P3, and I'm going to sound like a broken record here, another one of your championship 4. It's going to be Jimmy Allen, man. He's going to be starting in that P3 spot. That 16 National Guard ready to go here tonight. As it's going to be Trenton Jump, who made it all the way into the round of 8, and unfortunately did not make it in. Was the last driver in the points to not make it in, so he's sitting 5th. Currently in the overall standings, he's going to be lining up P4 here tonight. Brandon Robertson going to be lining up in that P5 spot, in that number 2 Good Wrench Machine, with Justin Winters in that 52 Allen's Body Shop, lining up P6. Then it's going to be John Kinder in that 21 machine, lining up P7 with Matt Grenier in that P8 spot. And then the last of your championship 4 is Scott Fritz. He's going to be lined up farthest out of your championship 4. He's going to be starting the field P9. Adam Lancaster in that 28 Lancaster Transmission. He's going to be starting P10 with Wyatt Brackett in that 33 Yingling machine, starting P11. Then it's going to be Tyler Johnson, P12 with Casey Barlow. Mo Abbott lining up in that P13 at P14 spot. And then it's going to be Dylan Butler, Jeremy Little in that 16th and 15th spot, with Frankie Verarso in 17th, Brian Terry in 18th, and CJ Mason rounding out your field in that 19th position. So that is going to be your qualifying field of 20 cars here tonight. 19, excuse me. So this is going to be a fun race. I mean, we've got guys fighting for, overall standings here. We got guys fighting for the championship. It's going to be battles all night, and then we've got the 3 guys up on the front right here. That is 3 of your 4 championship standings. So drivers, buckle those seatbelts, get up on those wheels. Fans, stand up and cheer these boys on. They are going racing here tonight. 312 laps of Phoenix. We are fighting for the championship as Jon Schwartz, Alex Huffman, going to get off to a good start. 2 wide going into turn number 1 as that 46 Trenton Jump going to set himself up on that outside lane, but that's going to allow that 16 to Jimmy Allen, that 8 Alex Huffman hanging himself out there. You really got nowhere to go. You're going to see everybody diving this dog leg right here as they shoot it back up on the racetrack, really cutting that track as short as possible. 2 wide battle here between that 16 and that 8 as they're going to go in through turn number 3 and 4. Set it up for the front stretch here for the first time here tonight. And cold tires, big thing I want to point out here tonight. We heard last night Matt Grenier, as he pointed it out right there, Chris, you knew where I was going, as he was really on that cold tire. He was pointing it out all night, and you could really see it on those fresh runs. We've got fresh tires that are not all the way up to temperature. Saw a lot of guys getting out of trouble here last night in the truck race. Expect to hear to see it in the cups is lap number 2. We're still rolling clean. 16 of Jimmy Allen going to roll himself on by to P2. So it looks like the field getting settled out. We had a lot of racing for about that 7th position on back.
Yeah, you see everybody kind of filing in single file right now, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys start battling it. We do know that they're probably just going to want to ride this out for a little bit because we have a long race in front of us. So 312 laps here, that's a long time. So these guys are just wanting to get it settled in, see how these cars are going to handle. They know that the track's going to cool off. They're going to have to start driving it different. So it's just going to be, we see the 2 of Brandon Robertson there peeking to that outside on that 46 Trenton Jump. You see Jonathan Schwartz just starting to do what he does best all season, running off and leaving the boys behind.
And there goes Alex Huffman to that inside lane. If I'm your spotter right now, Nate, something I want to hit on with you is like one of those things is like when you were in that 2 wide, what was you thinking about those drivers? We were like, oh, I'm just going to let this guy by early in the run, You going to think these guys are just going to be a lot of give and take, or do you think we're going to see some pushing here early?
Yeah, last night I moved out to the outside, let a guy go, and then as soon as you get to the outside line, it's like there's no more. They're all taken. They're not even gonna let you back in. I thought somebody let me back in the inside line, and it just didn't work that way. But yeah, I'd suggest not getting the outside, let one guy go, because full train, you're just gonna get freight train.
Yeah, as you see, as you're current like sitting here talking about it right now, that 16 of Jimmy Allen, he moved up to that outside lane. That 46 is going to drive down, and look at that, the two of Brandon Robertson's leaning in on that inside quarter panel. So, that's what we were talking about. That outside lane is, it does not help you at all. You can lose a lot of momentum up there on that top lane.
All right, boys, well, going to go ahead and bring in our fourth guest up here, or fourth man in the booth. It's going to be Jeremiah Hobbs bringing him in. So, just letting you guys know, here he comes. Yo, what's up, Jeremiah?
What's going on?
Thank you for joining us up here in the booth. We're already live, man. 6 laps in. You didn't miss much. So, again, thank you for joining us. Got Nate up here with us as well. So, Maurer, Hobbs.
Yeah.
Two guys battling out all season. Fun to have you boys up here.
Hell yeah. Happy to be here.
All right, we're going to get back to the action here on board. You see that 28 of Adam Lancaster currently sitting in his spot where he started, but that 8 of Alex Huffman kind of falling back. Jonathan Schwartz gotten a good little lead here. I mean, last week that 95 had to win, and to win he did, and he got himself in. And I was going to say Trenton Jump.
Yeah, Trenton Jump getting really loose coming out turn 4. Yeah, Casey Barlow. Looks like Casey Barlow around in turn number 4. Yeah.
Not surprised to see some action at Phoenix. At least, hey, it's kind of surprising. I would not imagine what last night and tonight would have been if we were at the new ISM. That would have made things a little more spicier, in my opinion. But man, this track's perfect. I think one huge thing too is that dog leg. That's
Yeah, we see Dylan Butler getting a little bit of a checkup there. Casey Barlow getting a little loose coming out of turn 4. I don't know why I keep switching to that camera. Do apologize. See 24 coming out of turn 4 there. Yeah, just cards getting out from under him. Same thing we saw happen last night. Yeah, you see the 95 also checking up, but getting collected up there with that 24. Maybe not a lot of damage, so we'll see if that 96 is still okay.
Yeah, it looks like the 24 might have gotten away with almost little to no damage. Maybe that 96 got some damage, but right now it looks like that is going to be our first caution of the night. Looks like everybody going to hold their track position. As I say, that 46 is going to peak down pit road, but that's going to be Brandon Robertson, John Kinner, Justin Winters. Looks like we got a couple drivers staying out. Scott Fritz, Tyler Johnson. Looks like Scott Fritz going to think second about that, going to use that track position, try to get himself up there closer to his championship compadres, and he's got to get himself a race going.
Yeah, as you saw that one car getting loose coming out of turn 4 on his qualifying lap. So maybe Scott Fritz still trying to figure the track out. We do. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I know he's probably practiced it a lot, but this track, like you were talking last night, Josh. You can go in, practice it all day, and you're like, okay, I got this. And then as soon as the race starts, the whole track conditions change, and the car is just completely different. And it's one of those things where maybe that's something. Maybe he practiced it a little later, or a little earlier, and it just changed it up. One of those things is just that one, he's got to make up some space here because we did see him get loose off that turn.
Yeah, I think a huge thing too is going to be 4. I mean, we saw it last night. It's such a deceiving corner. I mean, you could see turn 1 almost halfway through it, and you're thinking, man, I can get the power down and set myself up for one. And then next thing you know, like in that situation we just had, car can just come out right from under you. And it's really deceiving coming out of 4. Really deceiving.
And it's also really deceiving when you got somebody sideways in front of you. But now you guys are right coming in here. You practice qualifying run, and practice you come out to run your qualifying lap, and the track's totally different. And you get loose and mess up your whole lap. But it looks like we're getting ready to go green here.
I'm not gonna have to separate you boys up here in the booth. Y'all gonna be throwing hands here.
No. We're good with each other. We're good.
Nah.
Well, hey, I don't know if you remember Homestead, I did a little something dirty to him, but hey, we got past that. He didn't even remember it a few weeks later, so I think we'll be good for tonight.
Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. I know y'all were talking. We were all in the channel last night talking about everything that happened in the truck race. So just wanted to poke some fun at you boys. as we're about to go back green, get the fun cranked up back on the racetrack. 95 of Jonathan Schwartz off to a good restart. 16 and Jimmy Allen also looks like he got a good restart on that outside lane. Trenton Jump going to be on that inside. It's going to be too wide here in a 3. We'll see how hard that 46 is going to attack here, as he's got the one of Scott Fritz now coming up behind him. It's going to be that 6 of Tyler Johnson, 21 of John Kinder in that 7th spot. And John Kinder on back, those 9-lap fresher tires, these guys are going to use up a set early. We'll see if that's going to allow John Kinder, Justin Winters, and Co. to really start to roll through the field right here, or if these boys up front are really going to keep that race car, as I like to call it, just about a link wider. Just get that rear end a little bit more thicker, and make that hard race car just a little bit harder to pass. That Ryan Newman tactic, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. These guys racing pretty hard right now, and seems like they're just trying to keep it clean. And at lap number 14, we're starting to see some single file. I mean, 16 of Jimmy Allen starting to peak a little bit here on the 8. I mean, we got 312 laps of this joint, so about 300, 200. I don't know. I'm bad at math. I don't know how many we got left, so got a decent amount of laps left. I can tell you that. These boys definitely not thinking about that white flag yet. They're just now trying to get that feel of that race car, really see what it's going to do. We were talking about track conditions early. Then it becomes a factor of, you know, what is the guy around you going to do in certain situations? I mean, you're going to see these runs start to settle in. Some guy's going to go conserve. Some guy's going to go push just a little bit more, try to get as much out of their equipment at the moment when they can. And that's really going to shake things up later in the run. You're going to have some guys a little bit slower off pace, other guys on some fresher rubber. And that's just what makes it fun here. You know, over races are just a moving chess game. I mean, the guy in front of you is going to do one thing, and you're just going to do something completely different to counteract that. And that's just what I love about it. It's just basically a moving board game, and it's awesome.
Yeah, Scott Fritz, he's moving up. He's already up 5 spots so far. And hey, 5 spots may not sound like a lot, but at a track like this, track position's huge. And also, you never know. We could have back-to-back cautions. We could have a 70-lap green flag run. Of course, we got the stage coming eventually, but still, having track position here is huge, and for pitch strategies too, because last night that made a huge impact on what happened throughout the race.
Yeah, I want to say the stages were 90 and at lap 90 and lap 180.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Most of us, we're just used to one stage, and having this being a full-length race, I think these drivers, especially, big thing too, is having to strategize for that, knowing that there's going to be those breaks in between when we're used to just the one stage and gun it from there. So that's another huge thing going in, is making sure you have a calm race, but also the strategy benefits you and also can put yourself in a good position, because even though it's coming to 20 here, something that you do on lap 30 can change everything that happens on lap 250.
Yeah, it's I'm just thinking now, you know, these boys, like you were just pointing out, Jeremiah, we're used to those shorter races, not used to 312 laps. I'm going to be interested to see about once we get about an hour and a half into this race. Usually when we're getting close to the staging portion of our normal race times, I'm going to be interested to see if these boys are going to start turning up that intensity, because that internal clock's going to start kicking, or they prepared themselves a little bit more than that. That's just me thinking on my random stuff, but that'd be funny to see just these boys randomly cranking up at no reason, like, oh wait, we still got like 150 laps to go. What am I doing?
And these boys' bladders aren't used to these full length races here either. Maybe you see somebody have to pull over and maybe take some extra time in the pits to go use the bathroom. I know sometimes after a short race, after a 150 lap race last night, I had to go, and it's not like we just can put the pens on in our house and use the bathroom like the real life drivers. So it's going to be interesting here.
Yeah, one of my buddies in a league that I race in on Thursdays. Actually, this was a Sunday. It was an Xfinity race. We were racing in Mid Ohio, and he said, "Oh no, boys, I just got flagged." And we were like, "Oh no, he's gonna be out of the race." And we were like, "What happened?" He goes, "I got brown flagged, so I'll talk to y'all in a minute." We were like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it's one of those things, man. It happens, and especially on those longer races.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Some of these guys are not used to that endurance aspect of it. We know a lot of these guys probably ran the NIS races where you run those full schedules, or some of these guys maybe been in 100% series. Some leagues do run 100%. So some of them probably used to it. Some of them probably used to running those endurance races, or maybe running the 24-hour races. But running 300 laps plus at an oval, man, can get kind of make you go crazy a little bit. Think of just staring at a wall for 4 hours. It's kind of what it's like for going around in a circle for 4 hours. It just kind of gets like, oh my God, I just want to pass this guy. Like, let me go. And then eventually you put the bumper to him, and then you think, okay, why did I do that? So it's going to be fun, man. These guys crank it up. And you'll see random segments where they'll just get on the loud pedal just to have fun. And then that cranks up that intensity. That 16 of Jimmy Allen had a little bit of a moment coming out of 2. That race car definitely unsettled as they roll it through the dog leg. But here comes that 8 into turn number 3. As we're just still rolling, man. These guys up here in the lead, these are your still 3 of your 4 championship runners. I mean, your 4 championship runners running 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You see Scott Fritz back there, about a 2nd and 5/10 off of Jimmy Allen. So not really out of the race right now at the moment. Definitely not out of the race at all. I mean, 26 out of 312. We're still rolling. As it looks like that 8 of Alex Huffman just had a little bit of a moment himself in turn number 2. Looks like he might have got just a tad loose. But gonna grab it back up. These boys still rolling. And we got a good little battle here for the lead for our championship finish as all 4 of them are in the top 4.
Yeah, I think another thing to point out too is that usually from the start of the session till everyone's on pit road leaving, it's roughly a 2-hour, rough 2.5 hour total, but they're going to be racing for 2.5 hours, not including cautions, not including just pit stops and green flag runs, or if we have a green-white checkered. So this is truly the show of endurance, especially for how big of a race this is. This is going to be all about the mental side of racing more than just about speed.
Well, and I can't say I have competed in a bunch of 24-hour events with a league that I'm in, and I will say that endurance is one of those things that you have to have a lot of to do these long races, because after a while your arms they start getting tired. And depending on what equipment they're using, somebody might be using a cheaper wheel, or somebody might be using a really expensive wheel. So it doesn't it all depends on what your setup is. But these boys can get really tired really quick, and it can wear you out. You think, oh, they're just playing a video game, but it's a lot of mental stuff too, and it'll drain you quick.
Yeah, there's
and I think Nathan Maurer can agree with this. At tracks like this, even like Bristol, Dover, the tracks where you have such a short straightaway and you're turning hard on the brakes, turning hard on the brakes just so quickly. And for this distance, it can change a lot. Like, you can mess it up maybe because maybe you're just starting to think about other stuff. So just keeping yourself 100% focused for all 312 laps, I think that's who's going to win this race.
I was going to say, man, there's been some late model races back in the day that I've ran. And, just running around 12 in the morning, be like, all right, we got about 10 guys signed up for the session, go run a late model race. So I'll sign up. And then about lap 30 comes in, and I'll notice I'll be creeping to the corner, and my eyes are starting to shut. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We still got 15 laps to go. What are you doing? So these boys are going to have to fight not only that race car tonight, but themselves, man. Not saying that we're going to have some sleeping drivers out there, but you never know, man. These like Chris said, these arms are going to get tired. Don't necessarily get that neck pain or, anything like in a real race car. Don't got all those G-forces. Yeah, Scott Fritz falling back in position. These guys do have to deal with, like Chris said, that force feedback. Some pedals very, very stiff on these setups, almost replicate what their real race cars are. So
yeah, and don't forget the butt kickers.
Oh yeah, don't forget those butt kickers, man. They got those cranked up on the rig. Definitely getting those vibrations, all that through the rig, man. That thing will definitely kick your butt, because it'll get that rig feeling really immersed. So remember, Chris, you should go ahead and give those fans the details about that butt kicker giveaway.
Yeah, so right now, to win, you must follow, follow, and share the stream and the page, and then go to Buttkicker and like and follow them as well. That is to win. They will have a random drawing tonight in the Facebook, so everybody that has done that, you will they'll have an app that goes in that actually tells them what's going on. They can see who has done it and everything, and we will pick it out and we will give the name of the person who has won it. So again, to get that, let me get it pulled up again. I accidentally pulled it up. To do it, you must like, follow, and share the stream and the Bluegrass page, and then go to Buttkicker's page on Facebook and like and follow there as well. And then, like I said, that'll enter you in to win the Buttkicker here tonight, and then also a Buttkicker goes to the champion. So whoever the champion is between those four, they get a Buttkicker as well. So there's a lot going on the lines here.
You got cash, you got Buttkickers, you've got the reputation of literally going to the nicest places with the nicest women. If you win, I'm just kidding. That's an old internet meme, but you know, it's just it's gonna be awesome, man. It's as you see Brian Terry moving out of the way for these boys. He's gonna get down on that apron. Just let these guys get on by, get himself back up on the racetrack. As Brandon Robertson is looks like Scott Fritz falling back heavy here now as we get into this later run. I mean, you know, drivers, what are y'all thinking right now is going on inside that one's cockpit?
He would know better.
I think they can probably take this one.
Just, you know, this is going to be one of many runs here tonight. You just have to know, like, not you know, go in after the next pit stop. Just don't push as hard and wait for that stage to regroup yourself and, you know, back up your entries and everything. I mean, I know last night you can see the two cones there, or entry on the one. That's where I was letting off about a truck length before that, you know, and that I noticed when I was practicing all week that I was saving, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8% on my right front through the whole run. Backing up your entry, everybody wants to, you know, dive in hard to turn one and slide the tires. The slower you are into turn one, the better launch you get off of turn two, and you want all that speed going down the backstretch.
Yeah, another thing to point out too is these are cup cars too compared to the trucks. These cars way more speed, and just carrying all that speed down the straightaway. Even though you say, oh yeah, I got fresh tires, let me see if I can take off some time. You just pushing for maybe 2 laps could shed away maybe 10 laps of speed in the long run. But yeah, I agree with everything you say, Nate. Another thing too is pit entry. It seems fairly easy. I mean, you're coming out of a corner, you're already slowing down, but it can get a little hairy because I know last night in the race, people coming off and entering through pit road, there's someone right behind them. You got to try shaving off as much time as possible, but also worry about the track behind you. So I think that's going to be a big thing for when we have green flag pit stops.
Yeah, pit stops, another race inside the race, man. Like he said, these guys are going to be pushing hard. And I know in the truck race last night, we saw a couple pit stops where we were having guys 2, 3 wide down entry. It was just getting so stacked up, trying to get as much time as they could on entry. So no, it's bound to happen. No, some accidents can happen on pit road, but so much time is, you know, there to be made on pit road if you just execute absolutely perfect. And we know we got a lot of guys who master the art of that pit exit, pit entrance, and just that full pit stop cycle. So it's going to be fun tonight. Let's look at that. John Kinder back up to his 7th place position. He's just still holding on. He took those stickers earlier as Brandon Robertson, the highest on those guys that went up there and took those fresh tires at lap 9, which they're not so fresh anymore, probably about evened out now. But John Kinder, he's sitting in that 7th spot. See if he's got anything for this 46 of Trenton jump as they roll here. Lap 41. See Matt Grenier sitting 8th, Justin Winters 9th, and Todd Johnson going to round out your top 10 here at lap number 41.
Quickly to interrupt here, there was just a moment by Dylan Butler. He got loose out of 4, got into the inside wall and collected it right in front of the leaders almost. That could have been something huge right there to bring out the caution, but Dylan, amazing save. It was right between 3 and 4 coming to lap 40. He was drifting like Kyle Larson at Knoxville sideways and saved it. Really amazing save by Dylan Butler.
Yeah, a little bit of information on that 96. He was in the driver chat earlier saying that he was playing the game on a generator. So he had his computer and his internet running on a generator and had no power. So he kept telling everybody, hey, if I'm blinking or anything, let me know. But it doesn't look like he's in the session anymore.
No, he did park it and disconnect.
Yeah, probably having a little bit of issues with that internet. Maybe just not wanting to ruin the boys' race tonight. So that 96 is going to go ahead and pull off track. Look at the 95 going really to the top of the track.
Yeah, Jonathan Schwartz falling off really big here.
Yeah, as y'all were talking there, I did see that 96 the 95 get loose coming out of turn 4. Also, that 16 to Jimmy Allen had a little bit of a wiggle there. So maybe a little bit of tires coming into issue.
Whoa, Schwartz, loose.
This is where it's going to start getting dicey here. And I think Huffman, in his eyes, I think he needs to just not even think about what he just saw and erase it, because it's a driver's mentality. You see someone make a mistake, you want to pounce and you want to make that move, but you also got to look up and see, well, it's only lap 44. I mean, coming to 45. I still got a long ways to go, so just keep your calm, be smart, and just kind of take it one corner, one lap at a time here. But yeah, it's hard, especially for Huffman right now, seeing that, man, and seeing Jimmy Allen right there and Brandon Robertson slowly creeping up.
And it'll be interesting here if Jonathan Schwartz, you know, when Huffman gets there, if he just lets them have it or if he's going to try to defend that first place.
Schwartz is definitely willing it, man. He just wheeled it off of turn 4 sideways again. He's big up the track in turn 1. That's going to allow Huffman to shrink that gap in. As he looks like he might go for it down the back straightaway. He will right here. Going to dive it. They're going to be too wide coming out of the dog leg. Whoa, Allen just had a big moment as he's going to get it back up. Is Huffman going to go to the inside? Here comes Allen to the inside as well. Jonathan Schwartz up the track big time. That's going to open the door for Brandon Robertson all this battle, and they've been doing now 9/10 back from that 16 of Jimmy Allen. And you're going to see Huffman out in the lead. Allen, then Schwartz, Robertson in 4th, as we've got a battle for that top position here at lap number 47.
Huffman pounced on it. Like I said, it's like if you're gonna do it, do it. Same with Jimmy Allen. I think Schwartz in that situation, I don't know if he intended to go high. I saw Huffman, he dove it in pretty hard. I think Schwartz is like, all right, sit back, kind of relax. But like me and Nate were kind of talking about, this track's very deceiving with your braking zones, and it's hard because you find that braking zone and you're okay with it. You're like, okay, this feels stable. But as the run goes, you got, like Nate said, you got to learn to back it up, save the tires, and especially at List. I mean, last night it was nighttime. Track was a little cooler, about 10 degrees cooler, and now it's a little warmer. Sun's still out, so a lot of things these drivers got to handle. Like you said, it's a race and a race.
And last night it felt like every lap the track would change just a little bit. You know, you get in the throttle at the same point, you know, and then it felt like the next lap you had to get into it a little bit later because you felt like your back end was going to come around.
Oh, Brandon Robertson, big move. Sorry,
okay, didn't mean to Robertson using all the track.
Yeah, but look at that. The 2 going to drift up just a little bit. That's going to open the door for that 95 to go on the inside. So let's see if that...
I bet that...
Whoa, Tyler
yeah.
Johnson.
Oh, caution. That's exactly what the 95 wanted right here, man. That's unfortunate for that Viagra machine. Oh, he was loose coming out of 2. Oh, yeah, and that was just one of those typical Phoenix, man. That car was just... Ooh. Big shot to that inside safer barrier.
Big hit.
Yeah, that was starting to get hairy there for that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz, though, with that 2 of Brandon Robertson. You saw how hard those boys were starting to battle just a little bit. As I'm over here scratching my monitor trying to get that piece of dirt off my monitor, and it's actually on his windscreen, so I feel dumb now. As, yeah, you're going to see Tyler Johnson go in and hit that inside wall, man. As, it's so hot out here in Phoenix, he was in his boxers, so... Everybody down pit road. Let's look at that. It's going to look like a express oil change on a Monday morning at 7 a.m. So all these guys going to be down, ready for service, get back out and rolling. As we'll see this race off pit road.
Yeah, I was just watching the Tyler Johnson. It just looked like he had it good, and then that's the trick too, is like this track is so deceiving with this configuration. Is like, you think you got it, and then the last second, the car will just be like, I don't think so, and then boom, just kicks it sideways, and it's so hard. We have a drag race coming out of pit road there.
Did Scott Fritz just beat Jonathan Schwartz? Nah,
yeah,
he didn't. That was
Robertson
close.
Almost took second right there.
Yeah, as it looks like Alex Huffman was going to have beat Jimmy Allen out of the pits. Brandon Robertson, though, that was a good drive out from that number 2. So that two of Brandon Robertson moved himself up into third place. He's currently sitting in front of Jonathan Schwartz, who's in fourth, and then Scott Fritz sitting in that fifth position. So hey, these playoff guys, this championship guys, they're still in it.
That's a good stop by the 18, man. Those Allen Body Shop boys, they really got out there, got those 4 tires and fuel on that race car spot on, and that 8 really got into his pit stall good. I just want to point out that 16, that 8, identical pit lane times, 50.08. So both of those guys really hitting their marks here tonight. They're going to set themselves back out in that 1 and 2 position. Both key spots here to stay in, that 1 and 2 spot, 16 of Jimmy Allen, 8. Definitely not wanting to lose a lot of position here. That 95 of Jonathan Schwartz going to restart on that outside lane here with that 2. We'll see how hard he's going to fight that 2 of Brandon Robertson here. We know there was a lot of championship implications in some battles early last night. And we'll see if anything does shake up here, as that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz is going to have a car not for racing for the championship on his inside. We'll see if he just takes it lightly here, or if he's going to try to get back up there and run with these boys.
So I'm going to ask you, Nate, real quick. So go ahead and fill the shoes real quick. You are Schwartz right now. You were just out in front for a majority of that run right there. Now you're sitting back and forth, going into 1 and going into this, hopefully a green flag run again like we just had. Kind of what do you think you would be thinking of right there in that position that he's in, with Huffman being out in front?
Yeah, well, now that he's behind, which looked to be the fastest car there after that, about, what, 30, 40 lap run there, I would just kind of pace myself behind the 8 and just learn from him. A lot of it's learning from the driver in front of you, and then maybe the pressure, if you can stay up with him, keep some pressure on him, hopefully you can make a mistake, and that's how you can get around them. So he just needs to stay back. If I was him, I'd stay behind the 8 here for a little while and just learn, just learn a bit from him, try to save some more tire.
I would agree completely. I mean, that 95, looked like he might have just ate up the equipment a little bit early, and that 8 definitely had the long run car, 16 as well. But we're going to see these boys get back here equal on those tires. That pace car going to get ready to take that hard left turn down pit road, and it's going to be that 8 of Alex Huffman, that 16 National Guard machine of Jimmy Allen, as the 2 championship runners with Jonathan Schwartz behind him. Going to bring these guys back to the green. 8 off to a good start. That inside lane rolling. Jonathan Schwartz giving that 16 a big shove down the front straightaway as we go into turn number 1 here. That outside lane on cold tires, man, you got to watch it here.
Yeah, as Matt Grenier said last night, cold tires, cold
3
tires,
wide
cold
by
tires.
3 wide championship contenders right here. Going into 3. Okay, they settled it back down. Woo!
And watch him here off of turn 4. It is very loose on new tires.
They're clean, but hey, the battle's not over. It's about, I'd say about 5 to 10 laps before you really get the confidence out of 4. But turn 2, may not see this as see Schwartz right there. Like I was saying, turn 2, you really think you can get the power down, but it's as deceiving as turn 4.
Yeah, and it looks like that 95 not wanting to lose any ground. He is wanting to get back. Oh, 16 loose for a second. He's going to gather it back up. Is that could have been a moment, but that 16 is Jimmy Allen. You know what they say, loose fast. Still a big run out of 3. He's going to go to the inside here. He's going to back it off, right? He does. Is that 95 is going to get a little bit wide out here. That's going to allow that 16 to shrink back up to that door. We're going to see that 16 probably go to the apron here. 2 wide coming out of the dog leg into turn number 3.
Yes, I also want to point out, going below that yellow line, it's completely legal. But,
whoa! Schwartz, big loose! 95, gonna gather it. Here comes Jimmy Allen to the outside. 95, he is definitely gonna have to get those tires re-cooled down. He has just used up a lot of those rear tires. This is big championship implications early.
He is driving right now. I think Schwartz, I think of this as a driver, it's the best time to learn stuff and kind of get a feel for things in the beginning. But man, Schwartz, you can tell he is wanting to get up to Huffman right now. He is driving the wheels off of it.
Yeah, that 95 just needs to settle down, man. I don't think he wants to put himself in that situation at the moment. That 8 of Alex Huffman's loving probably what he's seeing behind him. He's got himself out to a 6/10 lead on Jimmy Allen. He's got Brandon Robertson 2/10 behind him. But currently that 2 machine kind of rolling as a chicane out there for that 8 machine. As long as he keeps that 2 behind him, and that 2 is running his pace. It's looking good for Alex Huffman in this mid-run right here as we get set to go to lap 60 this next time by. Getting closer to the end of that first stage, as these boys going to get probably another pit stop before we get to that second green, or the second run to that stage.
Looking here at my notebook full of Larry Mack notes, looking like they can go about 83 laps here on a fuel run. So I think the stage break is 90.
Yeah, they definitely can make it then. Never mind.
Believe me, I brought my notebook tonight of Larry Mack.
You got your cigar? You got your cigar in your mouth right now?
Larry McNuggets.
Yeah, you got your. Yeah, we got Nate Maurer doing his best Larry Mack impersonation. He's got the notebook. You can hear the pages flipping. He's probably going to tell you how many times I've said one certain word or something, and then I'll probably just
looking at the last 10 Phoenix Cup races. Oh, look! Oh my goodness! I'm asking right now, is there dirt on the track? Because man, they are just sliding. Jimmy Allen had a moment right there, and I wonder if Schwartz is thinking if he can maybe pounce on this to pull himself up to third. But wow,
we got a battle here for the lead.
Yeah, battle for the lead, battle for the second position. That's 8 just going to let him go. He knows he's only got to stay in front of his championship contenders. He's going to let that 2 go. But that's going to allow that 95. 2 wide out of the turn number 2. Here comes that 95, 16. They're 2 wide going into turn number 3. 16 just got those rear tires heated up a moment ago. We'll see if he's able to defend here. Looks like he is going to battle back on that outside lane, but the 95 just going to get that better run as that 16 going to arc it out on exit. He's going to be there 2 wide as they're going to come down the front straightaway. Drag race, but it looks like that 95 was cleared for just a second. Here comes the 16 back on the outside lane. He's not done.
Yeah, as you watch that 95 going down the backstretch, you'll see him dive below that yellow line. Like I was saying earlier in the driver meeting, they were told if you go below that yellow line, the driver on the track does not have to give you the space. So they have to be careful going below that yellow line.
As the 95 now going to get in front of the 16. 16 right back on the attack, guys. Looks like that 16 of Jimmy Allen not taking lightly to that position loss. He wants to get up there and run for this lead right now.
Yeah, I think biggest thing too I think about this sometimes is, hey, if I think the guys behind me maybe a little faster, I'll try using his stuff up so in the long run I can maybe come back at him. But yeah, I think Jimmy Allen, he gave him a good battle. I would say it was about 80% of his effort knowing where we are in the race as he's still getting a little loose there. I think he's still kind of holding back. He definitely could have been way more aggressive, but I think wearing out the 95's tires probably will help him here in the next coming laps, as he did force him to use them up a little.
That 95 looks like he's leaning on that right rear a lot right now. Just from that hood view we were getting from the 16, you could really see how arced out that 95 was. He's not necessarily settling that race car the way as he's going to watch up big time. There it is again. He's definitely getting that right rear heated up. It's not wanting to settle that race car down. We're going to see a little bit of trouble here for that 95. Is that 16 going to open himself back up? Down the front straightaway, they're battling. He's going to let that 95 have it. But just look how hard this 95 is getting in. I mean, he is leaning on those right side tires.
You're gonna see a lot of looseness going on. Like they were told in the driver meeting, just be careful, anticipate the track cooling down, anticipate your tires wearing down. You know, Jason was making sure they knew everything that they needed to know. So I'm looking for these guys to have a good clean green flag run. But whoa, is the 95 getting really loose there? 16's gonna make a move going to that going below that yellow line. He's gonna take that inside lane. Let's see if he can make it stick. He is. The 16's going to get past the 95.
Yeah, that 95, I bet you he's got probably a million things going on in his head, but I think the biggest thing he needs to do is just kind of sit back. Of course, he's the Cup driver. I'm the truck driver, so I probably shouldn't be sitting here trying to give him advice, but biggest thing, too, is that all drivers can agree. You've got to learn to just give what you can give and take what you can get. And I think Schwartz, I mean, he's in 4th. I mean, but technically he's 3rd overall, and it's the race in the race. And my question is, Nate, is what do you think Brandon Robertson's thinking right now? He's just running out front. He was able to get around Huffman, and the sad thing about it is technically he's not even a part of the actual race for the championship. So where do you think he now?
He's probably wishing he was in the Final Four right now. I mean, he's got nothing to lose, so go up there and try winning the thing and proving to these boys that they're lucky that he wasn't in the Final Four. That's how I'd be looking at it right now if I was the 2 car. I mean, the 2 car is running just about the same lap times as the 2 guys behind him. So we got a battle back there for 3rd again.
Yeah, Jonathan Schwartz, Jimmy Allen picking it back up, man.
Here comes Fritz.
Scott Fritz has been the fastest car on the track now the past 3 or 4 laps.
Let's look at that. The one of Scott Fritz. 16 had a moment where the rear tires jumped out from under him coming out of turn 2. Just allowed that one of Scott Fritz to close in down the back straightaway a little bit, as he did. And now they're going to be too wide, racing down the front stretch here, shooting it into turn number 1. That 16 of Jimmy Allen not going to be in that preferred lane, though. One of Scott Fritz should be able to chop him up. Look at that. Here comes Fender Bender Kinder. That 21 machine. He's starting to stick his nose up here.
Yeah, that one machine's going to cut that 16's nose off. Going to go ahead and take over that 4th place position. So that one car is starting to really come alive here in these later laps. You see him starting to catch up with Jon Schwartz, but Alex Huffman's starting to fall back a little bit from Brandon Robertson. But like you were saying, that 2 car, you know, he's still fighting for that money in that 1st place position. So, hey, Brandon Robertson's still trying to do something.
Lot on the line. Just because you're not a part of this Final Four doesn't mean you don't want to go and get that trophy and set yourself up for next season on a high expectation or on a good set final goal. But I think the funny thing is like Fritz, he's doing what literally every crew chief in this sport would tell you: just wait and be patient and save your stuff. And I think it's really showing now as he's really starting to pull away from Jimmy Allen. But that top 3 right now, they're kind of just off on a Sunday cruise as we speak. But I'm actually seeing right now, it looks like Schwartz is really catching Huffman right now.
Yeah, that last lap, Schwartz ran a 28.2 and Huffman ran a 28.4. So that's 2/10 difference.
Same difference this time by, so still 2/10 quicker. That 95 machine.
Yeah, 0.2 of a second doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're on that track, that is like a mile.
Yep. It looks like the 8 man might be leaning on that right side now a little bit more. Keep it hugged down to that bottom lane. It looks like he's starting to experience just a little bit of tire wear. As it to Brandon Robertson, he's starting to catch him though. I mean, he's now put that gap back under a second. It was 1 and like almost 4/10, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, and he's gotten him back to almost under a second. So he's reeling in that too, but that 95 reeling in that 8 just as quick. Well, caution out, Matt Grenier, Adam Lancaster.
Oh.
Yeah, you see the 55 of CJ Mason. Wrong time. You see the 55 of CJ Mason creeping up there. Also says Casey Barlow crashed, so we'll go back and check that. We'll go see what happened with Matt Grenier.
Casey was slowing down with the 55 right there on the backstretch.
Okay. Oh, you see a big wiggle there from the 15, and then he has the same thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has the same thing happen to him that 6 Tyler Johnson had happened, and then you see the 28 Adam Lancaster, just wrong place, wrong time, just had nothing that 28 machine could do in that situation. So unfortunate for Adam Lancaster. Doesn't look like he got too bad in it.
I mean, the 15 just came from the top rope, man, with the elbow drop. Unfortunate, man. Matt Grenier was in the booth last night, and unfortunately, that's going to be a big old strategy change in his night, and unfortunate for Adam Lancaster, man. Just a innocent bystander. Because we're going to have some more pitters here. It looks like John Kinder, Justin Winters, Mo Abbott. Adam Lancaster going to come down pit road as well as Matt Grenier and Brian Terry. But all your championship runners and your top 10 still going to stay out.
So if I do stand corrected, should have we got stage 1 coming up here in about 10 laps or so-ish, right? Lap 90 is stage 1. Yep, so I know these drivers thinking, well, stages aren't that big of a deal, but I mean, hey, that 46 right there, Trenton Jumps right there, Brandon Robertson wouldn't mind getting a stage win, and also setting yourself up, like I said at the beginning of all this, is track position. So I know it's not the biggest deal, but I would not be surprised to see these guys get just a tad bit more racy here, and especially that most of the field's still going to be on those old tires from lap 51.
Yeah, some of the field is going to be mixed up on those tires, but just want to go ahead and say a big shout out to the guys that are bringing this race to you tonight. The Buttkicker guys came on board later in the season, and they have been awesome to us. This race is brought to you by them, but the Buttkicker Gamer 2 adds instant immersion to any game, unlike a subwoofer that moves air. Buttkicker products move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate, so you can experience powerful bass even while using headphones or a gaming headset. And also, the Buttkicker Gamer 2 easily attaches to standard center post chairs, so you should check them out at thebutkicker.com and get 20% off with discount code Bluegrass iRacing. So not only are we bringing you awesome action, we're saving you money on some cool sim racing equipment that you definitely need in your life. So go ahead and head over to thebutkicker.com and check them boys out. And big thank you to them jumping on halfway through the season, and it's been awesome having them on board with us.
And for all you viewers out there watching, thinking about getting one, I got one about a year ago. Jeremiah, I don't know if you have one, but they are a big game changer.
Oh, dude, it literally revolutionized. Like, I'm not even trying to like sound like I'm a real estate agent, really trying to sell you something. Like, honestly, when I heard about it, I was like, oh yeah, just a bunch of people trying to sell me stuff. No. It changes everything. When you want realism, Buttkicker is definitely the way to go. If I'm being honest, probably the most important thing, screw the wheel. I just race on controller.
Yeah, you can feel every RPM, every tire slide, every gear shift, every wreck. You can feel everything. It's amazing.
So there you go. I'm usually the one trying to give a good impression of it, and you guys just came in there and threw down on it. That's what I like to hear. I mean, I've always heard good things about the Buttkickers, man. I got to get me one now. I talk so much about them, and it's like, man, I just keep teasing myself to get it. Paycheck's coming up in like 2 days, boys. We might be talking. And I'm going to use that 20% off, Bluegrass code iRacing, so there you go.
Let's watch this battle here for this stage win.
Yeah, here we go. As it's going to be 10 to go for the stage win at the line. We're going to see who's going to get aggressive here. 95 of Jon Schwartz now to the inside of the 8 of Alex Huffman. As they're going to be 2 wide is Scott Fritz, Jimmy Allen. The other 2 championship contenders. Whoa, Jimmy Allen. Scott Fritz just got really tight coming off of turn 2 there. As, 95 back up on the track. A little bit of a wobble there. 16 going to go to the inside lane. These boys are going to try to hang that 8 of Alex Huffman on by. They want that position.
All 4 championship drivers right there. This might change the race. There might be a bad outcome of this, or a crazy, or just a simple. But they all 4 right here, one spot can change a lot of stuff here. So here comes Trenton jump.
Wow, big run there on the dog leg.
Yeah,
man, my heart keeps dropping.
Yeah, like you were saying, all the cars are right there, and we did see what can happen whenever you have a car get loose to 16.
Oh,
get a little
got one in the wall back there. We got a wreck happen. Oh, I think they all saved it.
Wyatt Brackett.
Good save by Kinder.
Oh, Jonathan Schwartz just got up to second.
Well,
he
you
just
see
passed
the 8
Huffman.
getting a little loose.
Yeah. 95 going for the lead here.
I think Schwartz knows that there's a stage coming here, so we can get some fresh tires. So why not push hard for the stage win?
Yeah, these tires, you're never going to see them again.
We started to see that too fall off in that green flag run before the caution was brought out. So maybe that 95, as he gets a little bit of wobble coming out of 4 or 2, excuse me. But man, that's just typical Phoenix. You're having a saw on the wheel. These boys definitely sawing on that wheel. Its elbows out all night, and we're starting to see it here. 6 laps to go coming up to this lap. And we're starting to look like we're going to have a good battle for the stage here as that 8 of Alex Huffman washing out a little bit wide. As, 46 loose out of turn number 4. He's going to gather it back up as that one of Scott Fritz now sitting in that 5th place position. As you see that 16 of Jimmy Allen, looked like he might have just got a little bit of a run up to that 8 of Alex Huffman. He did indeed. 2 tenths back now from that 8 as they're starting to catch that 95.
And 95, I think he's kind of just waiting for it, waiting to get that opportunity. Force the pressure, force the issue. May not be on his agenda, but waiting for that one little sideways moment that too could happen. Oh, you know for a fact Schwartz will be willing to go down and dive it into the next corner.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Huffman, he's starting to fall back a little bit. You got that 16 of Jimmy Allen diving down to the dog leg, trying to make that pass, but not going to be able to make it stick. like you were saying, that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz, he's back here. He's just, he's ready to pounce. He's waiting for maybe something to happen. It looked like John Kinder just came down pit lane.
Trent jump drifting out of turn 4. Turn 4, we're gonna need someone to count how many times we're gonna say loose out of 4. Because man, Trent jump just drifted out of turn 4 right there. Here comes
we'll see
Huffman.
if anybody. Yeah, we'll see if anybody gets loose out of 4 this time. It looks like that 95 got a good entry in. He's gonna will it out as the 8 might have gotten a good exit as well. Maybe not as good as an exit as that 95. As we've got 2 laps to go for the stage. Pits closed this time.
Look at Justin Winters.
Yeah, that 52 machine. He's on those fresh tires. And he is rolling. See if that 52 machine can make up a position here on that 8. We know that's his teammate.
Plenty of room. Plenty of room he's giving him right now. I think Huffman knows that too. Whoa! Oh, Huffman probably was like, okay, cool, and then, oh, crap, and within 3 seconds right there.
Yeah, that's how fast something can change. As you saw that 52 getting really loose. You know, if Sarah Mays is watching, she was probably not feeling too good about that one.
All right, so this will be the white flag for the stage. Justin Winters going to move up into second. We'll see if he's got anything for Brandon Robertson right here. Is that so? Look at that. Here comes the 8. He's going to go to the inside of the 95. He's going to back it out. 95 wide, though. That's going to allow the 8. Big run here. We're going to have a battle for this 3rd place position. As there goes that 52 on the 2. Doesn't like he's going to have the run, though.
Yeah, how much he's willing to take right here. Oh, he's right there. We might have a drag race. Tad bit loose.
Oh, and look at the 3rd place battle. Oh, man, Alex Huffman, they were 2 wide, too.
Yeah, sorry that I missed that 3rd place battle, but Brandon Robertson almost got passed by that 52 of Justin Winters. Justin Winters, woo, he was catching him. Those just goes to show you, those fresher tires, they can pay
major dividends. Man, and I just want to point out, 52 of, the 8 of Alex Huffman, 95 of Justin Winters, both just came over the radio there, giggling. They were having a blast right there. They said that was awesome. They were enjoying themselves. That was awesome to see, man. Not only were we enjoying that, drivers out there were having an absolute blast. That was a good race there for the stage.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon Robertson. Him getting up into the front earlier, getting around Huffman and moving up there. Now getting him that stage win, that just goes to show that track position and making your decisions while you have them can affect in the long run. I mean, we're only about 40, 50 laps away from when it happened, but still, just that one little decision can change a lot of things this race, especially for now Justin Winters, who just took those tires. Now he's going to come back down, get more fresh tires, and put more cars in front of those final 4 drivers.
All right, well, let's see this race in the race. We're going to see some position swaps, I feel like, here on pit road. We need to pay attention to probably one of the championship 4 drivers. As Nate, who are we watching right here on pit road?
I actually want to ask Nate, too. So, the 52, he just took 4 fresh tires. Do you think 2 tires would be an option or worthy enough or smart enough?
No. I was in a channel last night with somebody that took 2. He asked me, should I take 2 tires? I said, you have nothing to lose. Robert Richards took 2 tires, came out, and he said it was loose, and he spun it around. And I would not take 2 tires. Doesn't look like anybody is or has.
Whoa! Huffman got out in front.
Fritz
as well, there. Man. Did he get out in front?
Yeah, Fritz looks like he got out in front of Schwartz there.
Trenton Jumper's still on pit road.
Wonder if
is it that P break we were talking about?
It could be. That's what I was actually doing when you asked me who we were looking at.
He's like, all right, good, not lap. Let's go.
It looks like John Kinder disconnected.
Oh no, Kinder got out the machine.
Yeah, said, Kinder, when we were coming, it was, I think, 3 laps into that green flag after the caution. He got in a little bit of an accident out of 4. Nothing too crazy, though. He made a hell of a save and then started pushing up. So, wonder if maybe he just kind of just said, well, boys, my talent, I'm not trying to use it all up tonight.
You know, Kinder's probably in the garage right now, working on his car, just hanging out. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and bring that to a Brandon Robertson in, who just won the stage. Have an interview with this 2 machine and see what he's got to think about winning that stage. Brandon Robertson, this is Nate, Chris, and Jeremiah up in the booth. And Josh, obviously. You got to copy, buddy?
Yeah, man. Full crew up there, huh?
Oh, yes, sir. We got the whole crew up here watching you get out there, get down and dirty, man. You just picked up that stage win. How's the car feeling in the early stage? You just found some speed there in that mid-run. You rocketed past all these championship boys. You're up there running this running the lead. How's it feeling right now?
Yeah, they're all pretty much tuned up, so we'll see who gets the best of it. They all seem kind of equal. John's not really making a lot of mistakes here, and he looks to be pretty conservative. Alex is fast. I know Jimmy was racing Alex pretty hard there for a while, so he looks strong. Fritz I haven't seen too much of, but you know, we still got like 200 laps remaining, so there's still a lot of practice to go here. So.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and throw you back down. Just saw the pace lights did pop off. So, hey, good luck in your run here, and we'll let you get back down to your team.
All right, man. I'm going at the barrels.
You heard it there, going at the barrels. As sorry, boys, you didn't get a word with the stage winner. As the caution laps are pretty quick here. A lot of tracks, they'll be a little bit faster. There's those barrels. Just watch. Let's see if he really does go there. She gone.
There he goes.
Gone.
I love it when drivers do stuff like that, man. Just give you that little bit of information. Whoa, look at that into turn 1. 52 going to that outside lane. 95 going to get held up here. You know what that is? That's teammates working together. He wants that 8 by.
They could be your best friend or your worst enemy, is having teammates or someone who has teammates. It's not something where, okay, yeah, I have buddies at plate tracks, but man, at a situation like this, it could change the race.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to scream in your ear. I think 33 Wyatt Brackett got loose out of 4, but he did correct it. He was big sideways. I saw a snap. As add that to the ticker right there.
Oh, we got a battle here for third.
Yeah, as I was saying, it looks like that 95 got a little loose up there on that top lane. You saw him go up towards the wall. I don't know if he hit it or not, but that it did open the door up for the 8 a second ago. But 95 was like, yeah, nope, I'm just going to go ahead and take back over this third place. You see him blinking there. As Josh says, doing his best Houdini act.
All Schwartz needs to do here is he's got to remember he's not racing the 2 guys in front of him. All the championship contenders are behind him, so he just needs to maintain and not push too hard to keep up with the top 2 guys here.
Yeah, I feel like that could be the ender of runs right here if he just gets up there and tries to work too hard with these guys. He's not battling for the championship between that 52 and that 2, so I mean, just don't want to get those front tires eat up. Trying to battle with those guys up there and heat up those tires too much. As Matt Grenier looks like he's back up here in the mix of it after that early contact in the race. He's battling with your 4th championship runner, Scott Fritz, who came in leading the championship. So Scott Fritz has been doing a good job here in the late season, man, just picking up a couple wins, and it's been looking good. But oh, Brandon Robertson just had a moment.
Yeah, that's definitely something you don't want to see if you're that 95 or that 8 or that 16 or that 1. You do not want to see any cars getting loose up in front of you, because last night, like we said, as you saw, you know, any kind of spins or anything, you don't have a lot of room. Even though the track looks really wide, it gets really shallow when there's a spin.
All I'm saying is Jeremiah and Nate can tell you all about a spinning car out of turn number 4.
Hey, man, hey. The shots are being fired. Oh, hold on. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here comes Winners.
Winners to the inside. Man, they are battling. Yeah, I know. I love it, man. I love having these boys up in the booth. This is just a blast up here right now as these guys are putting down on the track. 52 Justin Winners. He's going to roll it back to the outside lane. He was to the inside, the other 2 there. And that 2 held him off really good as whoa. 52's got a moment. He's just going to stick it to the bottom. As 8 might have tagged the wall there for a moment. 95 of Jonathan Schwartz going to roll past that outside lane. As here comes that 8 to the outside of his teammate. We'll see how if that 52 lays down here for his teammate or if he's just going to let him battle. 3 wide. Here comes the 16. He ain't taking it easy, boys. We're getting pushy here.
Whoa, Jimmy Allen is putting himself in a position that he probably does not want to be in, but he cannot let that 8 get away from him.
And here comes the one of Scott Fritz again, boys. We'll see if he's been on that conserved line.
This is, oh.
Yeah, this is all Jonathan Schwartz needs right now. Huffman and Allen are switching spots right now. Huffman got back out in front. Got him coming out of turn number 2, but into turn number 3 and 4. As you see Scott Fritz now, he's passed Justin Winters as well, so.
Wow.
No, he did. He did.
He had a 13.9 second pit stop, so I'm going to assume he did take tires.
Yep, I did say that muted. I am so sorry. I said I don't think Justin Winters took tires because he is falling. He's starting to fall back really bad now.
But he did. So
yeah, I think after that moment he probably had to like take a deep breath. And
yeah, just resettle.
Take the strategy he had before, kind of.
Whoa, 25 moment out of 4.
This race, you can't sit and just be like, okay, cool. Well, here they are. Any lap, something can happen.
And so much is weighing on these 3 drivers right here. We got our focus on. As well as Scott Fritz, not going to leave him out. I mean, those 4 guys, man, they've got so much weighing on them. Not only do they got the race going on around them, they've got to race their own race as well. I mean, they're racing each other, as well as the racetrack, as well as pit road, and as well as the other competitors. I mean, this is what it comes down to, man. All that season, all that hard work, every little bit of practice. I mean, this is it for these 4 drivers. And, I mean, it would mean everything to walk away with that trophy. And you're going to see all the blood, sweat, and tears start to come out here in these next 150 laps. I mean, it's really going to start to pick up. Right now, they're starting to settle in, but it looks like that 16 of Jimmy Allen starting to get on that loud pit a little bit. Both a little bit of a wobble out of 4. As, man, turn 4 is just really grabbing these race cars. You were seeing some moments from all these guys. It's almost like when you go to a late model race and you're just seeing them almost hit the wall every time, and you think, he's going to do it this lap. And then they just never do it. You think these guys are going to have a moment as you say that. Race into turn number 3 here. 16 of Jimmy Allen to the inside. As it's not going to stick under him for the moment. 8's going to clear him. As they're going to come out of turn number 4. Still in that same position.
Yeah, I'd say one thing that I'm starting to noticing too, this track is starting to cool down a little bit. We're about 4 degrees cooler from when the race started. So maybe these guys are starting to feel a little bit different about the track right now, and it may be starting to play into some people's hands, and other people, they probably just want to keep turning left. But yeah, track is starting to cool.
We should transition into nighttime here by the end of this race. So maybe some of the cars that aren't so good right now, you know, when that sun drops, sometimes other cars come to life. So it'll be interesting to see here.
I'm also noticing Jimmy Allen on the interior corners. Even though he's right behind Huffman, he's really pushing the pressure right now. He's either braking really early to get the runoff as we speak, or he just dives it in hard. I'm wondering if he's just trying to put pressure on Huffman, because I haven't seen him really try to dive, but yeah, see, he's doing it again here, laying off early to get the runoff.
And here he comes.
Here he comes.
The apron, he's going to go all the way down, cut that dog leg. He's going to come out, put that front end in front. Yeah, he's going to clear him. 16 out in front. He's going to put himself up into 3rd place. Jimmy Allen going to move himself up. And that 8 going to have to battle himself back up, as now he's got Jimmy Allen and Jonathan Schwartz in front of him. And Scott Fritz just still kind of hanging out back there. About a second and a half back is maybe that one machine just on the conserve. I mean, he's just been hanging out. Scott Fritz just probably just taking this race in stride.
He might be in the best position, right? He might be in the best position here now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. I was saying, Nate, wouldn't that be technically the best position to be at right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's...
Whoa! 16 was loose through 3 and 4.
If I was Scott Fritz, he's back there far enough. Something happens up here between these 3 other contenders. I mean...
Whoa, 16 loose through... Big up the track.
Oh,
wow.
In the wall. I'm starting to love Phoenix more and more. I never really liked this track. We're watching this right now, man.
Hey, it's a different ball game when you're watching it. Whoa, is the 95 getting really loose there? And also blinking just a little bit, but it looks like he's going to keep it under control. That dude Brandon Robertson, he is loving what he's seeing right now, just being able to pull away.
Yeah, with that 8 of Alex Huffman, man, he is on a mission. Isn't this kind of what it looked like at the start of the race, boys? That 95 dominant on the short run, 8 just coming alive in that late run. As it looks like once those tires get settled in, that Allen's Body Shop old school diecast number 8 of Alex Huffman really starts to come alive, and he looks like he's doing it again. Lap 113 here. We pitted on lap 92, starting to get a little bit into that mid-run.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here if these guys run this out.
Whoa, 95
real loose. Be interesting if these guys break this stage in half or how they are going to do it. So that could set you up for the track position starting the final stage.
And this is looking like that stage 1, you know? This is how it was. I mean, the 8, the 95, the 16. We'll see how hard the 16 is going to try to race the 95 here. Seeing him having a little bit of a moment up there. That 16's probably, you know, smelling blood right now. I'm thinking, oh, this is it. This is where I pounce and try to make up another position.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up, too. Nate was bringing up, too, is we were talking about runs. And, like, yeah, this looks like stage 1. But we also got to remember what happened in stage 1 was that number 1 car, Scott Fritz, he sat back.
Whoa.
And right at the closing parts of it, at the run, he just started coming. And the thing is they've been battling. And Fritz is still just hanging out right there. So I think Fritz is probably going with that same game plan as, yeah, I know they're going to be racy, but I'll have the tires for the long run.
Man, that 95 and that 16 had a hairy little moment out of 3 and 4. Last time by. They're going to get it settled out as you were just on board with them for that full lap. They're starting to catch that 8 of Alex Huffman again. As that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz, it seems like when you pass him and you think, all right, this guy's used his equipment up, and then bam, out of nowhere, it's like that 95 just hits the reset switch, and he is on par again, and he is rolling.
Yeah, I will say, as a driver, it's one of those things that when you have a mistake, you have to mentally block it out. Because if you sit and think about it, okay, I can't do that again, it'll just sit and eat at you. So you just have to block it out. So that 95 doing a really good job of just mentally blocking that out and still being able to hang with these guys up here in the front. As you see some lap traffic coming up,
and look how much that's allowed them to catch Brandon Robertson.
Yeah, that lap traffic is going to start playing a factor here. As you see that 13 of Brian Terry in front of that 2 of Brandon Robertson, that 2 diving down on the inside, going to let him go. And then you see the 48 there of Mo Abbott.
Ooh, this might make it dicey right here if Terry stays right there. I think they're going to get around him easily, yep. Like, I was going to just about to say this, like last week, it's not about how fast you are in the runs. It's how, if you're the leader, how fast you can get around those lap-down cars without losing time. You did lose a little bit of time in these lap cars, you know, showing their respect here, just moving out of the way. But it's a huge thing, getting around the cars, not worried about how fast you go around.
Yeah, the old saying is, you know, sometimes sometimes slower is faster. So it's one of those things where, you know, like you were saying earlier, you got to set yourself up into that turn to get a good exit out of 2. So it's one of those things where, like, sometimes you just got to go in a little slower than you want to.
The worst place to pass a lap car is on the exit. I know if I'm going down the front stretch or the back stretch, and I know I'm going to be catching a car, feel like I'm going to time myself like I'm going to catch him on the exit, I'll kind of back off just a little bit on the entry so I can still get a really good exit and pass him on the front stretch or the back stretch end. Because you catch that car on the exit, you got to really let off the go pedal to stay to his inside. You don't want to come up and hit him.
I don't want to jump the gun right now, but Scott Fritz, he is starting to slowly reel him in. I just looked at the lap times.
He's running faster.
Slowly pinching away.
He is a tenth faster. We'll see if that gap stays. And look at that run out of 4, man. He is willing it. He just made up like 3 tenths right there.
Yeah, reading the chat all week, I'd say Scott Fritz is probably the underdog coming in here out of the final 4. So if anybody out there wants to root for an underdog, it'd probably be Scott Fritz.
Based on how he's racing right now, I'm going to be one of those guys because the strategy he's taken now, of course, you want to be in front. You want to have the control. As Huffman's probably going to try doing that here soon. I like playing it safe most of the time, about 70% of the time. But the strategy for Fritz, I think that's going to work out in his favor. As Huffman, here in the next lap maybe, or the next corner, the 8 might make a move here.
You know, that 1 was just using those binoculars to look at those boys down the racetrack. And right now, he's about to be right up on that back bumper of that 16 here in a moment.
Yeah, this race is really starting to turn out to be a really good race. You know, when you think about how long it is, you're like, oh my God, this is a long race. But, they're making it so exciting as, you know, You see, right now we have Alex Huffman in that second position, Jonathan Schwartz in third, Jimmy Allen in fourth, and Scott Fritz sitting in that fifth spot. So your championship contenders, the person who will walk home with that championship trophy that Travis Twitty has so graciously made that I don't have a picture of it, and I am so sorry because he's not done with it, but it looks beautiful from what I've seen. One of these boys are going to walk away with that trophy and a little bit of money and some bragging rights going into next season.
I just kind of realized this. We're not even halfway yet. And this is how the race has been so far. I have never been excited to watch a Phoenix race, but man, for how this race has gone, we're not even halfway yet. And we got another stage break. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. But actually, I'm going to ask you real quick, Nate, can you pull out the Larry McNuggets and tell me when do you think they're going to probably come down to pit road here soon? Because I was starting to think about that.
That's what I'm not going to impersonate him, but yeah, like I said, you can go about 83 laps here on fuel, and it is like I did the calculations here. It's about a half-second fall-off after 15 laps, and it's about a 1 second fall-off after 30 laps. And at the end of the run, it's about a second and a half over a fuel run. So I don't know. I feel like if I was in the back, if I was Scott Fritz, I would actually try jumping out in front of these guys. If I was him. We all know he has the speed here on the long run. There again, he was a whole 10 faster than everybody in front of him. So if I was Scott Fritz's car right now, I would be pulling him in. I'd come in probably right around the halfway point if I was his crew chief.
Yeah, because we're only 35 laps into this run, so still plenty of time. But yeah, I think that's probably a good example right there. It's probably halfway point. That's probably what I would be thinking about doing, especially like you said, what's going on in front of him.
But you got to worry about that caution coming out. I mean, he goes a lap down, the caution comes out. I know everybody in front of him would pit, so he'd probably get the wave around. But that throws a whole wrench in your day. It kind of throws everything out the door that you worked so hard on for the first, 100 some odd laps.
16 just had a little bit of drift out of 4.
That ticker is just one by one by one by one. It is turn 4. We're gonna have to put a sign. We're just gonna have to put wet floor sign right there in turn 4.
For real. Them boys get loose out of turn 4, and that's how I drive Phoenix, man. If you're not sideways out of turn 4 at Phoenix every time, which obviously that's not the right way to do it, but you're doing it wrong. That's all I gotta say.
Loose is fast.
Yeah, especially in ARGA cars, man. That's where you're wheeling it out every time.
Oh yeah. That's another thing too. I'm actually really excited next year in this league. We're actually bringing in Xfinity. That is going to be a fun series to watch.
Oh yeah, Xfinity cars, man. Definitely put a good show on. Me and Chris raced in our own little league in Xfinity, and we just had a P2, P6 at Darlington together, so that was pretty fun. Sadly, I got the P6. Usually I tout myself as the better driver, but he puts more time in the sim than me. So, but those Xfinity cars, man, they're a handful. They are fun, and they're fun to see. As we're starting to get a little bit of battle here on track for the second place position, as Jonathan Schwartz has pulled up back to that 8, and we'll see if he gets a run here at this second place contender right here.
And Hobbs, I don't know if you were listening to Ronnie Shirk in his post-race interview, but he told us, boys, going to Xfinity next season, we better watch out. He's coming for
literally
it.
Was about to ask you a little bit of off-season talk. Are you moving up to Xfinity next year? Are you staying in the trucks, going to Cup?
I'm going to Xfinity. I think I'm even going to start running the Cup Series maybe here and there.
Yes,
but
well, hey, me too. Me and Will Weber, we said, all right, we're moving up. I'm going to Xfinity as well. So, hey, same faces, new places.
Not only are we getting great racing, we're getting breaking news here on the Bluegrass YouTube and Facebook. So, fans, if you're out there, you got to hit that subscribe button now. We got talented drivers moving their careers forward.
We got about
Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, as I say that, 16 to Jimmy Allen coming to the 95 of Jonathan Schwartz. We'll put that on hold for just a second.
Smash that button after this battle.
Yeah, scroll back up fast, boys. Let's look at that. Scott Fritz, man, still just hanging out. I bet he's got that GoPro camera set up somewhere. He's just getting a good shot of this race. He's just hanging out right now.
He might just be waiting there for the pit sequence to start. I mean, he might say, "Hey, I'm here battling with these guys here now," and then looking at the lap times there again.
Oh, look at that big dive into 1. Yeah.
He's on go mode. I think he sat back and I think he's like, all right, it's time to go. Just like stage 1, like Nate was pointing out.
I think he's going to try beating these guys on pit road. I have a feeling that's what he's going to be doing here.
Hey, you talking about Scott Fritz? Tyler Berry said they don't call him Scooter McGavin for nothing. So looks like Scooter McGavin is scooting his way up through the field because he is all over the back bumper of that 16 of Jimmy Allen. It looks like these boys up here in the front starting to get a little racy, starting to whoa, is the 95 getting a little wiggly there. As yeah, y'all were talking about Scott Fritz. I was thinking he's just hanging back, just biding his time, not tearing his equipment up. The one's basically back here just practicing right now for whenever you, like y'all were saying, it's go time, and you're starting to see that one. He's not even having to really push the issue. He's starting to pull up to him.
And we're not really even seeing him get sideways at all either. I mean, I think whoever Scooter's friend is watching this, I think he might race dirt late models, so he probably knows how to control a loose car here. So, yeah,
That's actually, yeah, that was a good point. I was going to say, he has not really, like, I think I might have seen one moment, and that was all the way back maybe at, like, lap 40. Like, he has that car locked down, and like Nate said, maybe he's got some dirt track experience, which to some people it's like, oh, yeah, different car, different track. But no. When you come to a track like this, it's flat, very little banking, and you're seeing all these guys getting loose. That little bit of extra knowledge you have can go a long, long way.
Yes, it can, indeed. And it looks like we're starting to get that stack up again here for this second place, boys. As Alex Huffman, man, still leading the charge in the championship is Brandon Robertson is sitting out in the lead of the race. But for that championship, those are your 4 drivers right there, man. You can't write this story any more perfect right now. These dudes are out there driving their absolute heart out and putting on one heck of a show. I mean, you got a bunch of good men behind those wheels, bunch of talented drivers, coming a couple of different disciplines in those fields. Maybe, that one is Scott Fritz, like we were saying, coming from dirt. I mean, and he's put down in Bluegrass this season, so it's been a fun one, man. We're definitely seeing a good show here. And so we're only at lap 139, still got to lap 312. So if you're thinking this race is about to be over, you best go get those snacks and get tuned up because we're only just now getting started.
Yep, go pop a Red Bull and a 5-hour energy. Get that heart pumping, and say, oh, woo! big wiggle there out of the 8.
He's gonna gather it back up though, man. That's something we've seen from our drivers tonight. They've had their moments, but they've just been on it. These boys have been on it tonight.
Yeah, Hobbs. You watching these boys save them trucks?
Yeah, hey, I got a whole diary right now of writing. Okay, this is what happened yesterday, and now when I probably early spring when we come back here, oh trust me, I'll have my Larry McNuggets ready. Right now, I am sketching a photo of them drifting, and then on the straightaway, how the car is still intact. So, yeah, definitely. I was actually going to ask you, Nate, another thing too, is from this track, this configuration, the old configuration, compared to ISM, which do you think creates the best ranks? Because, man, this configuration, I don't know what would be better than this compared to ISM.
I don't know. I kind of like the configuration like this, but I also like the other configuration for the end of stage. I mean, real life, the stage, the stage endings, all them guys are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide there in the dog leg, just fighting for the last stage point.
And especially restarts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I think it puts a better show on for the fans. I know these top 5 here are putting on a good show for the fans. I'm just glad that not one car just one car pretty much dominated, but one car just hasn't really checked out from the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I was also going to say, I wonder if Brandon Robertson has just slapped a piece of duct tape on his rearview mirror.
Virtual mirror off.
Yeah, he when he went down pit lane, he's like, tape. And they're like, okay, put tape on his car. He's like, no, not tape on the front, tape on my rear view.
Bring it to me, bring it to me.
Can't believe I'm saying this again, but here comes Fritz. He's back. He wasn't gone, but he's coming back up to Jimmy right here.
I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he could get a good run off of 4 and get to the inside of Jimmy. I think he's just being like me, patient. And it's look. Oh, I thought the 16 of Jimmy Allen was gonna hit the wall there.
It looked like he might have made a little bit of contact, just gave her a kiss, but all good right now. That one gonna roll it back behind him. Is that 8 of Alex Huffman still leading the championship pack here behind that 2 of Brandon Robertson? So little A little bit of looseness. There's another click on that that loose ticker. Is that 8 gonna still roll it out? 95 of Jon Schwartz about 5/10 back now. Is Jimmy Allen about 2 car lengths back from him? About a car length and a half. And then you got Scott Fritz right there in all there. These guys are all ready, man. In any moment, you can see one of these drivers up in front of each other, and positions can change very quick at a track like Phoenix. So
I'm going to say here in the next 15 laps, woo! I think you're going to start seeing some guys coming down pit road here.
I was just about to ask you. You said halfway point. We're coming to it. We're about 53 laps into this run. I'm going to have to agree with you what you said about Fritz. Going down, bring it down. You know you got the long run speed. Try jumping in front of him. Whenever I pit, I like to either be the very first or the very last. But I think for Fritz, yeah, I think he definitely wants to try being one of the first.
I think when he comes down, I think he come down this next lap, and I think he's going to bring everybody else that's in front of him down with him. I think
once one comes, the rest come with him.
Yep.
Yeah, but like you were saying, it's always a game when it comes to pit lane. We always say, you know, once you see one driver go down, then everybody else starts going. As it looks like Mo Abbott's been sitting down pit lane for about 3 minutes now, so that 48 machine having a lot of issues, not out on the track. We'll see if he can bring it back out. But everybody seems to be just kind of falling in line. We've got Justin Winters, who you saw at this green flag drop, was up in that second place position, but he's fallen back to that 6th position, so he's still behind Scott Fritz, but not up there in that front. You got Frankie Barroso. He's currently sitting in 7th position, up 10th spots. So Frankie Barroso doing a really good job. He's currently sitting in that 7th position. Was a championship contender early on, but got eliminated. Still good to see that 12 still in the race.
Oh,
but,
it looks like the 16 just hit the wall a little bit there on the front stretch.
Yes, I was looking at the wrong camera. I do apologize about that, but it looks like that 16 falling back, or starting to catch that 95 a little bit. The 95 starting to fall back, but Alex Huffman still hanging on to that back coattail of that 2, not letting him get too far away. But hey, that Brandon Robertson doing a really good job hanging out here in the lead.
Yeah, he's doing a great job not feeling the pressure from all the playoff drivers. Not a better feeling than coming out here and proving to yourself that he can win. I'm sure. Oh, we got loose there. You have to ask him here if he wins the stage. Ask him how bad he wishes he was there in the Final Four tonight.
Yeah, because he possibly could go for the clean sweep, get both stages and the win. I mean, hey, don't want to make any guesses right now. We still got plenty of racing as we just now hit the halfway mark. We officially hit halfway.
You just jinxed it too, like the boys do every Tuesday night against Travis Twitty.
Yeah, that's true.
You just had to say it, didn't you, man? Come on.
Yep.
Twitty already wants to wring our neck enough, Nate. Come on, man.
Travis is a great guy.
If I want to bring something up, all I got to say is a couple things. Jason and Nathan, Truck Series, Kansas. That's just one situation I could bring up that Nathan, not his fault, but a situation at best.
I don't even remember that, to be honest with you.
Oh, Jason probably does.
I know I took Jason out one track. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, Jimmy Allen. Oh, my goodness. He was left, right out of 2. Jeez.
Yeah, he's really seesawing back and forth there on that wheel lately. He's getting pretty loose here.
Seesawing, I like that. That's me every time I'm driving, seesawing. It don't matter if the car's on old tires or new, I'm seesawing.
Yeah, I just wanted to give another shout out. Brian Terry, trooper.
Whoa!
Hold on a second.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
Moment for Scott Fritz right there.
I think Fritz, when he was coming out of the corner, from a driver's perspective, he was on the inside of Jimmy, and I don't think he saw him, and then at the last second he had to correct, and he just followed the car down because he was on the inside part of Jimmy Allen, and then Brian Terry's on his outside, and I don't think he saw him there for a second, and so he had to jump.
Whoa, look at this 16.
Jimmy Allen. I think pit stops might be coming very soon.
I'd be coming down right now if I was him. I'd rather pit a little bit early instead of losing my car and hitting that inside wall like we've seen Tyler Johnson do early on.
DJ Mason did come down pit road, so know that driver that's currently sitting in 14th, excuse me, did come down pit road, so might start seeing these guys up here towards the lead, as that might start signal towards that, hey, let's get it down pit road. Is, yeah, like you were saying, if I was in that 16 machine, I'd instantly be calling out 16 down next time.
Another thing I want to point out, too, is I've been watching Scott Fritz's on board in these last couple situations. So after the 16 got loose, he really let off. Like, he is sitting behind the 16. I haven't really seen him force the issue.
Yeah, that's 16. Oh man, I'd be coming in if I was him.
Nate, you need to get down there. Go up in the spotters, and you need to start yelling. You need to get down there.
One of Scott Fritz put the pressure on that 16 though.
Yeah, see right there, he had the run and he's gonna look inside, but like I was watching his onboard, he has been basically sitting back. Like I've been listening to his throttle, and I wonder if he's just saying, okay, well, I'm here, I don't need to force the issue. Because look, see, now he's kind of starting to let them go away a little bit. And I know it's not speed. We all know he has speed. I just wonder if he's kind of just sitting back. Nate, if you got something to say about that. I mean, the fact that he's had, shoot, maybe 4 or 5 chances to pass, and he's just still right there.
Yeah, I think it's just really, eight thought about trying something there. But yeah, I think he's kind of just like me, just being patient. Still, I mean, just heard Jason come over the comms. We're only halfway right now. So, yeah, he's just being smart and being patient. We got a battle for the lead here almost.
Man. Someone who's not going to try being patient here with the old tires, getting ready to get on new ones.
How hard does the 2 battle the 8 here? That's the real question that I like to see.
Winners, too. He's creeping slowly and slowly.
Yeah, 8/10 off that train.
Yeah, about 20 laps ago, Justin Winters was, I think, like 3.5 seconds back from the leader, and now he's only a second and a half back from the leader.
I was actually thinking about this, Nate. I wonder if all these drivers are waiting for someone to call.
I think that's what it's got to be.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like they're just playing that waiting game, right? And there's no way they're just sitting here making themselves have to ride on these old tires like this. Because I know that's exactly how it is when I'm racing. It's just I'm like, man, this guy behind me better call out, or this guy in front of me better call out soon, because I don't want to go down first. I don't want to be that guy to make a mistake.
There we go, Scott Fritz.
Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, Fritz. Scott Fritz, pass. He's going to clear him.
Yeah, the 16 got really loose there coming out of 4, like really bad.
Look at the 52 now.
Now it'll be interesting to see Scott Fritz. Oh, look at this.
Huffman.
Too big
this
up the track.
Getting dicey. Yeah, Huffman takes the lead, and Schwartz got a little squirrely. Oh, it's getting dicey. This is getting
Oh, here comes Scott Fritz as well, boys. Here we go.
Here he comes.
Old tires, who cares? We're going. One of Scott Fritz big check up. Is it 2 out of gas?
I think he's just letting them go.
I just said, I'm done. I'm tapping out.
I'm gonna say, there's no way, right? He just got out really hard, you know? Yeah, and that 52 of Justin Winters pressing this issue as well.
Yeah, I just went on board with Robertson. He just clutched it. He just let them all go by. He just moved out of their way, yeah. Wow. That was a moment.
Probably just did not
actually, Robertson's saving. He's clutching through the corners right now. He is saving fuel. I wonder what kind of strategy he's thinking right now. Oh, I didn't really think about that. I mean, we got plenty. Yeah, see, he's still clutching. He's saving fuel right now.
95 of Jon Schwartz, though, coming up to that back bumper of the 8 here. These boys still have not pitted. Last time they did come down pit road, lap number 92 under caution is 95. Big drive into turn number 3. Let's see if he makes it stick in 4. Here comes that one of Scott Fritz, though. Poking his nose on that outside. 16 of Jimmy Allen as well. As we got a 4-car train, 5-car counting Justin Winters, but it's your championship leaders in that 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position. As at any moment, we can see some championship inclinations. 95, a little bit loose out of turn number 2 as they are going to get it wound up and keep rolling here lap 165. And we are seeing the intensity crank up his big run from the 16 into turn number 3 is this one of Scott Fritz now. Gonna take it to the outside. That Mac Tools gonna try to tune it up on that outside lane as here comes that 16 to the inside. Too wide for position number 3.
Wow. The fun thing is like how late in the run, how old the tires are, and the fact that Brandon Robertson is concerned about fuel. This is dicey. Here comes.
Look at that, 95. This is gonna be it right here. 52 on the, or that's the 16, excuse me. On the back bumper of the 1, 95 to the low lane. 8 hung out on that low lane, or high lane. Those boys are gonna get by on that bottom lane with those old tires on that 8 machine.
That's what I mean. You go to the outside, you just get trained on the inside. That's just what we kind of see what happened there with the 8. Unless he's going to start letting off here and try to save fuel too.
95 just go, like you said. Yeah, you get on that outside, it's like being hung out to dry at a plate track. You don't think it's that big of a deal, but unless you determine to go out there to make the run, if you get like tight or don't brake enough, or even just get a little loose and get washed up there, we ain't got no traction compound to put down there.
Scott Fritz just made up a full 10th out of turn 4. I'm Jonathan Schwartz. He's moving again. He wasn't the fastest car on the track that last lap, but he put it down from 6/10 to 5/10 just out of 4. And here on the entry, it's shrinking down. That Scott Fritz machine still might have something left for these boys on those tires.
Yeah, that number 1, you know, you saw him saving pretty much, you know, just cruising back. Whoa, is the 16 getting really loose? That 1, you know, he's just been back there conserving those tires, just hanging on to them, not really doing anything. Now he can drive like he's got 20 lap newer tires than the rest of the field. So maybe that 1 just cooking up a little bit of a strategy here.
Yeah, I was noticing the 2 was saving fuel, and now he's back up to full speed. He was clutching it a lot, like halfway through the dog leg. So I wonder if he was kind of getting out of there, letting them race it around, but now he's back up to full speed. I was wondering that. That's why I was trying to ask Nate, was he trying to save fuel? But I think he just did not want to be involved with all that just yet, especially this early. Ooh, did I see that right? I think could be wrong. Justin Winters just got up in the wall pretty hard too. Somebody did. I was watching.
Jump just, or that's Brandon Robertson. Excuse me. Yeah, that is Brandon Robertson. No, that's Trenton Jump. That is Trenton Jump. Sorry, that 46 machine. He's got big sideways out of turn number 4.
Now Huffman's saving fuel. He is really saving fuel through the corners right now. This is, the strategies right now are all over the place. But like I said, and me and Nate were talking about, I think Fritz has got the best strategy. He sat back, got the spots here, but I'm still wondering, when are these guys gonna pit? I mean, they're pushing it to the limit. I think they're all gonna try making that quick run to the end, but do you think they can make it on fuel all the way to the end of the stage?
I don't know. Robertson was the one that gave me Larry Mack's notebook full of all the pit strategies and everything. He told me he can go about 83 laps on a full tank. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're what? According to my, we got the 12 pitting this time here.
Yeah.
I got 81 laps here that they've been on since they last pitted. So we're getting close to the 83 mark. So we're gonna know here in the next couple laps.
Yeah, and I think you also have to put in the fact that they're racing, so they're also having to check up. They're not running out by themselves. They're also trying to save, so maybe there's a few laps in there, not even including if you save, like Huffman is right now, is all the way back down to 5th. And Robertson back up there. Yeah, this is all over the place.
Yeah,
Fritz, man.
I'm confused, man. Some of these guys might be just trying to overcut that pit strategy just a little bit, but they're going to lose so much time on track doing that. So I'm just, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. You know, you just heard from Nate. I mean, 83 laps. We should be hitting that 83 lap mark this time, right? So.
Yeah, well, the good thing for these guys up front here, yeah, we had a couple guys pit, but I think them guys were too far back for these top 4 or 5 to really be concerned about them making up all that ground on those fresher tires.
And so I was actually going to ask you, Nate, if you look in your Larry McNuggets, how many sets of tires do they have for tonight? Because I'm kind of thinking about something for this next pit stop.
Well, it's looking here like they have they have 8 extra sets here tonight. 8 extra sets.
So I was wondering, maybe do they just take fuel only to get to the end? I would take 4. I mean, the fall off, like you were saying, is so huge.
Yeah, I'm taking 4 here simply because we ran this whole stage so far caution free, and I'm definitely going to be taking 4 here.
This is
the one's really.
I was going to say, usually when we have strategies, especially like Nate was saying earlier in the broadcast, is that short races, you have a set plan of when you're going to pit. But now that you have such a long race, like, it is so different with this length. And no matter how many Larry McNuggets that you have, Nate, I mean, you can never judge or assume what's going to happen, especially these strategies, except for Fritz. I think he's got a set plan right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one of Scott Fritz, he is all over the back bumper of that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz. I want to point out Jimmy Allen right now, your third place position, back 4.
Jimmy Allen pitting in.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's back 4, almost 5 seconds on that leader, so he started falling back a lot. Not everybody wanting to give up that track position. These guys up here fighting in this top 4, you know, for this championship, they're not wanting to give up that track position. You see the 26 there. Jeremy Little getting ready to be put a lap down. Also the 13 of Brian Terry right in front of him.
This is getting dicey up here, boys.
Yeah.
Wait, did the 16 just pit under closed pits?
No, I think he pitted and then it closed. If I am correct.
This is white flag for the stage, right?
I think so.
Yeah, this is white flag for the stage. We need to pay attention to these boys up here.
Just a stop and go for the 16. Ooh, that's interesting. 16 just took a stop and go, so I wonder.
Let's see what happens here for 28.
28's gonna hold him up. Here comes the one to the outside.
Oh gosh.
This is gonna be door to door. One's gonna get him. Scott Fritz gonna win the stage, baby. What a run there from the one at the end.
That just reminded me of last week.
Oh, he hit the wall. Fritz hit the wall. He let off the. Oh my gosh, I know that can happen. You let off the gas and the car just gets tight, and you go up and smack the wall. Oh my gosh. Make sure we tell him here in his post stage win interview that it doesn't look too terrible.
Oh no. I do not, like, I don't even know the words to say. What? So we were coming to the end, closed pits, and Jimmy Allen came down. He is now all the way back in 10th, a lap down.
And he did take
the wave.
He didn't take any tires though. He only was in
that's what I'm so confused. Like,
so he's yeah, it's gonna be hard on him here.
He's gonna be trapped a lap down because he's the 3rd lap down, unless he takes the wave around and then
Now let's see here.
I wonder if he thought the laps were different, maybe.
Well, see if Scott Fritz gets all of his damage fixed here. If he just comes back out, and hopefully he can hang on with it.
Yeah, I'm confused by what just went on in that 16 camp, man.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes there's a set plan, but I mean, I think maybe in this situation, like you were pointing out at the beginning, is that you got to be focused at all times, and like anything can happen. And I think maybe he thought there's going to be some more laps, or maybe that he was going to be able to pit a little sooner. But for him being a lap down, he drove into his pit stall, like 3 seconds, drove out. And I don't know if he's going to get a penalty. I could be wrong, but I think he entered pits and then they closed. But if he entered a closed pits, that's going to make things more interesting. Scott Fritz is repairing his damage as we speak.
He is going to pull out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and have a word with Scott Fritz, your stage winner, here in just a moment, as we're going to let him get back on track.
Yep, so now the 16 is going to come down and pit. So the leader's all pitting, so we'll put him back to lead lap. He'll get his 4 tires, but I mean, it's from 10th place to technically 4th. I mean, especially at this, and you never know, cautions bring more cautions, like we always say. It's just that strategy. I wonder if maybe he just had a miscommunication or just a few things go on there, but he got his tires, lead lap, so I think that's someone I'm going to watch here on this restart.
All right, well, hey, we're going to bring up that one of Scott Fritz. Have a word with your stage winner. One of you boys want to take this interview?
I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, yeah, so here we go. We're going to have a interview with Scott Fritz. Have a word with that stage winner. Scott Fritz, this is Nathan, Chris, and Jeremiah up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, first thing I got to ask is, man, we were talking about this a lot, is your late runs. And so going into this last part of the race, no more stage breaks, full racing. What kind of is your idea plan here for the rest of this race?
Oh, just keep doing what I'm doing. Keep conserving them tires. I feel like I got the best long run car. Definitely, I can run them down. I felt that very first one when I got to let them get out there 3 seconds or so in front. I didn't run quite hard enough, and this last run here I felt was just about right. I kind of let them get about a second in front of me, and then I ran them back down. So I think we're sitting pretty good.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and have to cut this interview short. But hey, Scott, good luck in the rest of the race, man. Hopefully we'll be talking to you later.
All right, thank you.
All right, sorry about that. I had to cut the interview short. These caution laps here at Phoenix, very, very short.
Let's see how bad this damage does affect his car here. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Huge checkup. Yeah, another thing too, track has cooled down a little bit more. That sun is fading.
Got Fritz to the apron.
Here. Oh, he is.
Yeah, he had to come in and take 4 tires there.
Yeah, so Jimmy Allen's still off of the lead lap. He's currently sitting behind Frankie Barroso. That would, if we were having another caution, then he would get that lucky dog. But that 12 currently sitting in that position. So let's see if that 16 going to get around him now.
Here he goes.
Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if that 16 goes up there and just tries to unlap himself the
old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Put some bumpers to some boys and let's get going.
Yeah, see, I think I'm going to have to ask Nate this. No more stages. We got a lot of racing to go here. I mean, what would your mentality be if you're even Schwartz, Huffman, Robertson, Winters, Fritz? Kind of like, what would you be thinking right about now?
If I'm Schwartz, I mean, we are all thinking there that Schwartz burned up his stuff, but I mean, there we pretty much just did a full fuel run. He was right there behind Huffman that whole time, or yeah, I think he was right behind Huffman the whole time. I mean, he let Huffman get around him, and he still stayed right there with him. So I think if Schwartz doesn't make any mistakes like he did, that second stage to let Huffman get around him, maybe he could come out with a win here. But if I'm them guys right behind him, I'm just going to try staying with that leader and wait for the guy in front of you to make a mistake. Can't really let off much here. So I'm just excited to see here Scott Fritz can catch back up here to these guys here in the longer run.
This is interesting, very interesting, especially it's still crazy. We're on lap 189 to 312, and it may sound like it's only just over 100 laps, but to these guys, they still have to pit again. With that last strategy basically coming to the limits of it, I bet you these guys are kind of just sitting back and waiting, but man, I cannot keep my eyes off of that car back there, number 16. Good old Jimmy Allen getting around Fritz right now. He is on a move right now.
Yeah, he's got himself in the lucky dog, but he's just currently just unlapping himself car by car, just picking these boys off. When Scott Fritz going to let him by? No, he's not a factor at the moment, so that one just probably not going to race him too hard. Doesn't want to use up that equipment here early.
Speaking of equipment, I know the viewers couldn't hear it, but during the caution, actually, Schwartz was actually asking if anyone would be willing to tell the tires and how much they wore. It was actually surprising to hear is that most of the tires that guys had would be like 80s. Like Huffman went out and said that his tires were low 80s, and for me, if I look up and see, man, I had 84% tires on a full run, that is really great to hear.
I'd have been at like
cool.
27.
Right, yeah. My tire would not have been on the car. Straight brakes dragging.
Let's be real. Let's be real here. I'm not gonna try to toot my horn. I'd have been on some wire right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was. I just had I had Anita say in the YouTube chat, is it possible that Jimmy was out of fuel? You know what? I didn't even think about that, boys. That's
probably why you had to pit there with 2 or 3 laps to go.
He stopped for like 2 seconds and was out. So it was probably just a quick 1.7 gallons, put it in and get out. That does make 99% more sense, which kind of unfortunate and makes me wonder. If he was able to stay out, he never saved, but we saw Robertson save. We knew Fritz was holding back, but yet Schwartz was on it the whole time. So I wonder how close Jon was coming to that stage.
Yeah, probably making it by the skin of his teeth, man. I mean, whew, as much as these boys were having to save, and Jimmy Allen, we don't got the news 100%, but you know it does sound like that.
It would make sense.
Run out of fuel. Yeah, it does. Makes 100% sense. That 16 did run out of fuel, so we're having to see that 16 though fight back with just pure grit, man. He is gonna have to definitely throw away his happy shoes and just get on the loud pedal. He is gonna have to throw down here if he wants to catch back up to this front runners.
The good thing for Scott Fritz, after he took the checkered flag there for that stage win, he took that damage there in turn 1. He's running lap time same as the leader, so good thing that damage didn't seem to hurt him too bad.
Yeah, that was one thing. That was one thing I was thinking of just a moment ago. Was I was going to say, you know, we need to watch this lap times of this one car over time, see if they fall off dramatically more than the other, see if that damage is going to affect that tire wear, you know, anything like that. But just have to see, man. Currently, he did just run a 28.3 compared to the 27s that the leaders were running 27.8. So,
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just throw out a confirmation. I believe he did take fuel because as a driver, and it's such a small detail, and it's something you don't really think about. So we got a car smoking through the dog leg. I don't know what that was about, but when Jimmy came down on the pit road, you can hear the little click of when the gas jug gets put into the gas tank. And when he was sitting there, he was keeping the revs up and being ready to go. And the amount of time, he probably took just enough fuel so he can get around. So I will go ahead, take it. And if I'm wrong, I'll take the blame. But I'm 100% sure that he did have to come down and take fuel. It's very one thing can change the whole race. And I bet you Jimmy right now, he's probably just kicking himself. But
he's wanting the caution right now.
Oh, yeah. Caution right now, then he could just take a deep breath and drive.
Oh, I saw Justin Winters getting a little loose back there. So that 16 of Jimmy Allen not wanting to see that happening in front of him. See that 16 getting a really good run up to that third place position.
Yeah, he needs it too. Like we said, he's trying to do it the old-fashioned way. Goes. Yeah, Jimmy Allen just, it's unfortunate, especially like this happened to me and Nate also, lucky him at Dover. Like one small pit strategy, one small thing that can happen can change the whole race, and Dover would be my excuse of just having that pit strategy go wrong and affect the whole race, and in my case, the win. And for Jimmy's case, the championship, which is 50 times more important. But he's got time to make it back up. He's got 112 laps. He's still got another pit stop. And right now, he is getting contested by winners.
Yeah,
that's not for position.
He looks like Trenton Jump's going to be going a lap down here. Not too long. He'll be going a lap down here soon. And then Jimmy Allen will not be the lucky dog until Jimmy gets around Trenton. So I think that's why we're seeing Jimmy run so hard here, because he wants to get up there towards the front so he can get around the next lap car. So he is the lucky dog.
Race in a race, like we said before. This is dicey. One little thing, one domino falls and it brings down the whole card castle. Like It is pretty insane, especially with the circumstances right now. But yeah, I bet you right now he is worried about Trent jump, hoping he just starts moving. Because if Trent gets there and Jimmy can't catch him in time and that caution comes out, then Jimmy can't pit, and Trenton, he gets the lucky dog. But I'm watching Trent right now. He is drifting out of the corner. So I wonder if the track temp may be getting to him right now.
I feel like Phoenix drifting and Trenton jump has been something we've said a lot tonight. I mean, that man has just been willing it here all night. As it looks like they're going to get by Brian Terry in that 13 machine again.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say this because I couldn't before, but shout out Brian Terry, man. He's one of the guys in this league when I first joined this year. He was someone that Jason always talked to me about. He was such a cool guy, very laid back, and he was very committed to this league, and that's something we always look for. Is guys that are willing to build personalities, build friendships, because we're just all here to have fun. And having a guy like Brian Terry shows up every week. And look, I mean, not to downgrade him, but he's just riding around, just a little Sunday cruise. But being able to have him in the race, it makes this 10 times better knowing you have that type of guy in your league.
And a shout out to everybody that's still racing here tonight. That's not even in Final Four. It'd be a pretty boring race for everybody to watch here if it just the top 4 championship drivers showed up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'll say, man, Brian Terry was showing a lot of speed at North Wilkesboro this season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got the speed. He has it. I think just for him, sometimes there's just some races where things happen and he kind of just wants to make sure he finished his car. If it was like real life, I'd sign him as a driver, knowing that I'd get everything back in one piece and he had a good time and makes everyone happy. I mean, I don't know what else.
Hey, I mean, he's got front row seats to the race, man.
Yeah.
What's better than that? You're out there racing, and you're out there hanging out, watching all your friends do the same thing. It's a good time, man.
And another thing I know Nate can agree with.
Road. He's going to get lapped here, but Jimmy Allen's going to get by, so.
Good for him. Yeah, that's see, Jimmy Allen, he's worried about not just getting his lap back, but everyone else who's in front of that 95 that's going to be a lap down.
Yep.
A bunch of things to worry about. But what I was going to say with Nate is a big thing, too, with Brian Terry is me and Nate, I bet you can agree with this, is having lap cars just move. Like, we don't have to say, hey, I'm going to go low here, or if the cars say blah, 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 or make us have to do our job. Just them moving out of the way, having good etiquette. It just makes us have such a better race because then we're not having to worry about it. And people knowing what to do, it makes this 50 times better. And Brian Terry is a perfect example of that, of just having really, really great driver etiquette.
Oh, yeah. That is one thing that I feel like a lot of drivers should strive for, man. Racecraft, racing etiquette, you know.
Especially at Bristol.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous there, man. But hey, it's a race inside a race, you know. I'm racing for the win, and you got guys that are 3, 4, 5 laps down racing for 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and they have every right to be racing side by side. So you got to be patient all around.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of drivers, you know, on the platform, man, you're not starting to see a lot of nowadays. It's a lot of impatient drivers on the platform, and it's that younger generation, you know, a lot of drivers coming up, just pushy, man. They want to get out there. They watch their Dale Earnhardt Sr. video on YouTube, and they're ready to get out there and be the next coming of, you know, senior and get that good rich skin on a freaking Toyota, and they're going. So, I mean,
ooh. Schwartz getting loose out of 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, that 95 looks like these past couple laps, he's been battling that race car more and more. I don't know. Something just seems off about that 95 this run.
Yeah, like Nate said earlier, when the track changes, it could either help you or be your worst enemy, and you just got to adapt to it because not a lot of people may know this if they're new viewers, but this is fixed. You get the setup, and the only thing you can change is the steering offset, ratio, and your brake bias. So you can't go in and say, okay, well, track temp changes, change the pressures, wedge, track bar. It's you got to drive it, and it's either you got to drive it differently or hope that the car will drive for you. And so, yeah, like Nate pointed out,
look at Alex Huffman.
He's coming. I think he saw him get loose, and here he comes. Yep.
Yeah, I want to say that these fixed setups, they can be tweaked when you're sitting in the car if you go down pit lane. But I want to say if you finish the race and they do the tech inspection and you change something, you do get penalized for it. So it's one of those things like you can kind of do it, but you're not supposed to do it.
You're cheating.
And all these drivers are running the same exact setup, so I mean it's kind of even competition for everybody.
Whoa!
Oh, 52 Justin Winters. Wicked
Yeah, as I want to say, Sarah Mays.
He's battling that 16. He does not want that 16 by. Here comes Scott Fritz, because if you really remember, that 52 teammates, he's trying to hold up that 16 for as long as possible here.
Yeah, Sarah Mays, just want to go ahead and point you out. In the hospital with COVID, just want to say, hey, praying for you. Hope for a speedy recovery. Just want to say we appreciate you being here. Just cheering on Justin from the hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's one small little thing that means this whole league. That means a huge thing to this whole league, knowing someone, especially the things that she's going through. It's just, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, we hope for a speedy recovery here.
I'm a COVID survivor. It's like, thankfully I wasn't hospitalized, so hopefully you get better and get out of there soon.
Yeah, we all here had it. My dad had it. He actually had to be hospitalized, so that was unfortunate for him, but he did recover. We all got over it, but hey, Sarah, like you said, we just hope to make it through it. It's good to have you here every week. Good to have everybody on the YouTube. And I'm not trying to single anybody out or leave anybody out, but we appreciate everybody on that YouTube and that Facebook page.
As I was saying, looking at right now the poll in the YouTube chat, a lot of people are thinking Huffman's probably going to get this done. And man, I don't know what you think, Nate, but I think Huffman has the speed, but speed's not going to mean a lot because we still got another pit stop coming. And then according to my Larry McNuggets, it's going to be roughly around 270s when they're probably going to pit based on fuel.
And they might even pit before that. It's hard to say, but I think when one comes down, they're all going to come down. But just 10, 15 laps to go, we were saying that the 8 was catching a 95. We always doubted this 95, later in the run. He hasn't made a mistake here yet, and he's still maintaining that that half a second gap on the 8. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Don't count out Robertson there. He might just be there watching. We know how good he was on the long run until he decided to save. I mean, it's going to be a good race here, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be between 95 here and the 8.
Yeah, and I got to say one thing about Alex Suffocate, man. He's probably sitting over there logging into different accounts on the YouTube, just voting for himself. He's like, I got to win this. I got to win this vote. I got to win this vote. No, I'm just joking, That 8's doing a good job right now, man. 6/10 out from Jonathan Schwartz. And like I was saying, we have been doubting that 95 all night's long run, potential. But right now, about 40 laps into this run, he's doing a decent job holding on. I mean, that 95 still got about 5/10 on Alex Huffman. We know that 8 usually coming alive around this point of the race. So we'll see if that 8 starts to tune up. But with the lights going down and getting dark here, the track cooling down, we're probably going to see a lot of these race cars, like Nate was touching on earlier, just really starting to drive a lot differently. Some of these guys going to feel like they're on edge. Others going to feel like that car is just pushing. Others just going to feel very neutral. So, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys adapt to the car and, bringing a fixed setup to a track that's, number one, already a driver's track. It just really has to bring out that driver skill anymore and make these drivers really, show their experience.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, especially like Nate and especially us being drivers. I mean, we didn't have to deal with it because we started in the night. And especially with what these drivers are thinking about right now is, yeah, they're probably sitting back relaxing, but then they'll have that one lap, they'll notice something. They're like, oh, okay, I see something now. Maybe I can brake a little later since it's cooling off, or maybe I can get on it a little later or a little sooner. So the littlest things as racers is what you take, even if it's, okay, maybe if I go half a foot over this way, or if I go in the corner half a foot farther, just to get that little bit extra speed can really come into hands. But I think these drivers right now, Nate could probably agree, I think they're either waiting for a caution or waiting for that last pit stop to really show their guns.
Yep. Maybe that's what Alex Huffman's doing right now.
And he's staying right there. He is not falling. He is not caught. He is just steady sitting there. And also Brandon Robertson. The only question I have is they are going so fast. They are just pulling away from winners Fritz and Allen right now, which is Allen not too worried about because, of course, he's still trying to stay on the lead lap. But the only thing I'm kind of thinking about right now is with Jimmy Allen being on the lucky dog, Matt Grenier is just up the road.
Yeah, Matt Grenier looking really good. You know, he had that early wreck early on in the race, but hey, that 15 still sticking up with it. He's currently sitting in that 8th place, so doing a really good job. He's got that 28 of Adam Lancaster, who he was involved with behind him, but he is a lap down. So unfortunate for that 28. But Jonathan Schwartz looking really good, still pulling away from that rest of that pack. But like you were saying, Alex Huffman's still sitting on that back bumper, not letting him go away.
Yeah, it's going to really throw a wrench into this if we have a caution. I mean, I think the only person on this track that would love it the absolute most would be from second back, but the biggest would be Jimmy Allen. I mean, he needs it. And if he gets it, I guarantee you when he's on pit road, he's going to hop out of the sim rig, get on his knees, and just say, "Thank you, Lord."
If that was me, it'd be before or after you missed the pit stall. You know, so
let's see.
You miss the pit stall, get out, you look, and it says too far forward, and you.
Oh man! It's when you put the hand on the clutch, you push it in reverse, and you just let it roll back.
Or it never goes in reverse, like in my.
Oh my, dude! You know how many times that happens on this sim, man? The car just not going into reverse.
And it's always,
I've had that happen to me once.
It's always like you're 1/4 of an inch, like too forward too. Like you put it in reverse, and then it's like, oh, now you're in the pit. You're like, what? I didn't even move.
This is very interesting to actually point on that. The pit stops, if we keep it green flag, it's going to be the money stop. They say it's the biggest thing. This is coming to the money stop if we keep it green. And I think the biggest person who's really going to need to get it, which doesn't really make sense, it's going to be Huffman. I think Huffman needs to have perfect execution. He's probably going to start maybe pushing towards the end of the run maybe, but it's all about execution, how fast you can get in and out, and the outlap. I think the biggest thing, and Nate, honestly, from what I've seen, Nate's probably the perfectionist on this, is that outlap, getting out and getting that fast lap, that first lap out, because 9 out of 10 times, the people that haven't pitted are right down pit road while you're on the track. And technically, you can even gain seconds or maybe even a lap on someone just by getting such a good pit stop, especially here at Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, last night, I think it might have been the first green flag pit stop that we had. Ronnie Shirk was like 3.5 seconds ahead of me because I got trained, and heck, he called out he was pitting. I was like, well, I'm going to go try making some ground on him. And I got it down to like 1.6 then when we came out of the pits. So I was just really aggressive getting on the pit road.
Yeah, another thing, don't want to point out what happened after the caution, but from my point of view, when we were racing, I was all the way back in about 12th from starting in the rear, and I decided to stay out. I waited till Jason was going to pit, and it moved me all the way up to the lead, got a little bit of TV time. That's what I was telling Will Weber. I was like, yeah, I just want some TV time real fast. And then when I came down pit road and got that lucky caution and it put me all the way up in the second, I mean, that's what probably these drivers are thinking is, okay, if I pit now, what happens if the caution comes out? Okay, maybe I'll wait. Oh, okay, what if I pit now? It's a mind game just for a simple 4-tire pit stop.
It's all about that execution, about the timing, man. You got to hit the timing right. I mean, as much as it comes down to driver skill, it comes down to that 4-letter word. It's called luck, man, and you got to have a lot of it sometimes. I mean, you just got to be lucky hope that you get down pit road, get your stop executed, and hopefully stay on the lead lap or get back on the lead lap in time before, you know, a caution comes out or something crazy that you don't want to happens. I mean, it can be risky if you're a driver that's just going down solo on just this crazy strategy. But, you know, some of these drivers don't like to go down pit road until they see 3-4 drivers go down, because then they know they're comfortable and they might have a better opportunity of staying on that lead lap. So it's just, it's interesting, man. Like Jeremiah just said, it's more of a mental game than anything. It's another aspect of the race that just these drivers, especially if they don't got a spotter or a crew chief up in that box, it's just more of a mental stress that it puts on that driver, more of a weight on their shoulders, and definitely makes driving that race car just a little bit harder at night.
Yeah, just to touch on that, I was going to ask you, Nate. So here in about like 20, 30 laps or so, we might start seeing people come down pit road. What do you think Schwartz should do here? I mean, do you think he should save? Do you think he should start getting aggressive to try using what he can? Like, what do you think he should probably do here coming to the money stop?
If I was him, if he maintains this gap, I've been trying to sit in here and figure out which one's playing games here. Either the 95's playing games or the 8. The gap between them two will come down to 5/10, and then 3 laps later it'll be up to 1.1, 1.2 seconds. So I don't know if it's the 8 kind of just letting off.
Ooh, speaking of the 8.
Yeah, big slide there. But if I was Schwartz here, I would let the 8 pit first if he maintains this, you know, half a second, 1 second lead, and then I'd pit the next lap after him, have 1 lap fresher tires, and I mean right now there's the 1 second lead, and just be aggressive, get on and off pit road. So maybe he'll, you know, might only lose a second on him from staying out 1 lap later than him. So I don't know, if I was a 95 right now, I'd be staying out. Yeah, who's that? Is that Robertson on pit road?
Brandon
Yes,
Robertson down
Brandon
pit lane.
Robertson in that nerd too.
Oh man.
But see, this is where these 2 guys up here got to forget about that 2 pitting. I mean, this race is between these 2 guys right here. So
Right.
I wouldn't be thinking about that 2 right now.
Whoa, there's that call.
Caution's out.
Brandon Robertson, he didn't get lapped either. They didn't get fully back around to lap him. I think Brandon Robertson just had luck on his side.
You were talking about that 4-letter word, Josh, and Brandon Robertson just had the gamble of a lifetime.
Hey, let's not forget Jimmy Allen.
Back on the lead lap, that's 16.
Oh, this is gonna get real dicey here. I'm not gonna be surprised.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna come down.
He's got to
here.
crank up the intensity of that 16, man.
I think he's getting on his knees. He's preparing it. He's getting ready.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and check out this replay, see what went down with this 26. Jeremiah has just said over the driver chat, sorry guys, I think I fell asleep.
Yeah, he just coming out of 4. Yeah, he got up into the wall and it pushed him down, got him loose. Yeah, you even said it. You were like, yeah, sometimes I just start closing my eyes. I'm like, whoa, 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 I still got 15 laps. That might have what just happened.
Yeah, he said he fell asleep. Let's watch his paddle off pit road here.
I think. Well, it's going to be close. I'm seeing both cars being jacked up almost at the same exact time. Huffman's gonna get it and winners.
The 2 teammates gonna get out in front of Jonathan Schwartz, man.
Oh.
Yeah, whoa, the 52.
Are y'all ready? Oh, wait, no, he didn't get out.
52 get a speeding penalty?
Did he just get a speeding penalty?
Oh,
Or he just didn't get out in front of him. Can we roll that back, Chris? Let's see.
Well, it looked like he got him. Had about half a car.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it
it's
is the white line. Yeah, not the other. Okay.
Ah,
okay.
Just barely. Wow.
You know, if we didn't have Papa Jason, what would we do, guys?
Yeah, that's true. I thought it was the yellow too, but
I
yeah,
did
white
too.
line, yeah.
It does make sense. Okay.
That was close. Imagine if that 52 did get around him.
Hey, but that's gonna put him.
Wow.
That's gonna put him behind him on the
restart.
Yeah, that's gonna put that.
So Brandon Robertson went back down pit road.
Might have just taken some fuel. No, it looks like he stayed 14 seconds.
I'm gonna go back and see what he did on that pit stop on the caution. Let's see. So here he's coming. Caution's out now.
He might have
into his pit stall.
He might have turned his tires off.
Oh, he just kept going. He didn't even stop. When the caution came out, he was pulling into his box. Caution, kept driving. He did not stop.
Probably to save himself from going a lap down.
Yeah, probably. So I wonder if he would have went a lap down. And the caution, so if he would have went a lap down, stay on pit road, 4 tires, technically, wouldn't that have given him lucky dog? Unless because the car's pit. I wonder if that would have messed anything up with.
It all depends what mood iRacing's in.
Yeah, that's true, because I was going to say, that could have changed a lot. If Robertson would have got the lucky dog, then that means Jeremy would have basically been, or not Jeremy, Jimmy would have been in a nutshell. So that could have been interesting there.
Jimmy is going to have such a big run coming out of 3 here.
Yep, they're about ready to go green right now.
Well, Jeremy Little got in there hot. There goes the 8 of Alex Huffman. Look at Justin Winters. Good restart.
Yeah, those 2 teammates able to top that jump together.
Whoa, they got close.
10-24, Casey Barlow getting up really close to the top of the wall there.
Jonathan Schwartz is going to get past Justin Winters.
Ooh, Jimmy Allen just almost lost it out of 4. Oh my goodness. He was almost face first into the barrels.
Well, we got to battle for the lead now.
Yeah, Jeremy had a moment there. Not Jeremy, Jimmy. Wow. I think he is go mode. He is not holding back, but also I think about everyone is. I think Huffman, that pit stop was crucial, but I think Jon, he's trying to make up for it.
Fastest man on the track last lap. No, it says he is, but he's not. That don't make no sense. Jonathan Schwartz just set the fastest lap of the session, though.
There he is, yeah.
4 100 seconds.
Huffman was right behind that, too.
Yeah, 4 100ths of a second difference.
So there's your answer. They're really pushing now, boys.
Yeah, as you see Scott Fritz. Scott Fritz back there got that 2 of Brandon Robertson all over there.
Oh, sideways.
Oh! What a save. What a save.
Whoa.
I know that's going to hurt, but hey, what a save. What a save. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow is correct.
Yeah, he was coming through 4, got on the gas a little bit. He was on the lip of that apron, tried driving out of it, locked it up, saved it.
Yeah, there was no contact there, so
yeah,
they had a good bit of distance between them. That was just the 8 getting around, man. Too hot out of 4, just on it too much.
Schwartz is he's probably got a good smile on his face right now because Fritz is all the way back there in 4th. I mean, he's probably Sunday cruising it now. But now, I wonder how hard the people in the back are. Cough, cough, Huffman and Allen. They're right there next to each other in 6th and 7th. And there's a caution.
Oh, what happened?
Jimmy Allen?
Jimmy Allen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Adam Lancaster and him made contact.
Don't see a lot of damage on that 16 machine, though.
Oh. No, he spun out in the dog leg. I think it looks like Jimmy really pushing it. Lancaster up on the high side, moves up, and Lancaster was there, and beautiful save, though, putting it down there with all that space he had, but man.
Should be minimal damage there for the 16 and the 28.
Yeah. Do you think we see the 8 come down for tires here after that?
I
think Jimmy
would.
Too.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
definitely Jimmy.
Yeah.
Schwartz is probably smiling from
well, I don't know if I. Oh my! Oh my! If I was Schwartz there, I would not have been smiling. He had such a big lead.
That smile just got turned upside down,
he's
right,
probably
Jeremiah?
looking at his phone. Oh, it's a good time. Probably still gonna be able to go get dinner. Looks back up and he's like, oh crap.
Yep. Casey Barlow gonna stay out, so that's gonna put a car between him. Frankie Barroso maybe as well. Still gonna be a couple cars between these boys, but that's gonna be a lot of fresh tires, man. Let's watch this race off pit road. As here comes Jimmy Allen. That
Huffman
pit stall
has been
Jimmy
executing.
Allen just missed his pit stall.
I think Huffman, he's been on point with his pit stops. There goes the rest of them. They're gonna get around there.
Yeah, it looks like Scott Fritz is going to beat Huffy out.
This is going to be an exciting 60 laps here, boys.
This has just, you had the race, and it's in a bottle. You just flipped it upside down, shook it, poked a hole through it, duct taped it, and then it had another hole, flex seal, put it back on its lid, and here we are.
You're starting to sound a little bit too much like Clint Boyer now.
Hey, Clint Boyer, I'm a Tony Stewart fan. I didn't really appreciate him riding that 14. I'm gonna offend some people out there, but man, hey, but shout out Chase Briscoe. But man, I wonder what is going on through the heads of Huffman and Jimmy. They're right next to each other. They're gonna have to work their way through these really fast cars, especially like Fritz too. In his case, they got 3 guys, same group, chasing one guy who happens to be leading the race.
On 13 lap tires. Yep.
All right, so your championship for at the moment, Jonathan Schwartz leading. And it's going to be Scott Fritz in 6th, Alex Huffman 7th, Jimmy Allen in 8th. He brought out that last caution, so 6th, 7th, and 8th. Where your other 3 championship contenders are sitting. Jonathan Schwartz sitting pretty right now. A lot of fresh tires about to be rolling here. And this is going to be interesting. This is about to be interesting. I think we're about to see those short track tempers turn up real quick.
And another thing I'd like to point out, too, is with some of the cautions you bring out, you can get an EOL. And luckily enough, it would have been not a huge difference. But Jimmy Allen could have almost been hit with an EOL, but luckily just a racing incident, going for the same spot. But like, I know Nate's seen it plenty of times in this league, is if sometimes in some scenarios you can get hit with an EOL. And depending on what track and how many cars there are, it could really change this a lot. But this, like Nate said, this is going to get real spicy here.
Watch this restart. This is about to be insane. I feel like these boys are going to be really digging on this restart on the apron.
It's going to get good, boys. It's going to get good.
Also, pay attention. You can see the pace lights on the front of the car, so it is becoming dark. That means the track is going to be getting a lot cooler.
Yeah, it's 78 degrees, 7 degrees cooler than the green flag when it dropped.
Here we go, lap 253, Jonathan Schwartz, Casey Barlow on those old tires, going to bring us back to the green flag. Green, green, green's out, driver. Let's see if those other 3 championship contenders all stacked up there into that 6th, 7th, and 8th position can work their way back out to the front as we are green 2x2 racing in front as you got Alex Huffman, Scott Fritz 2 wide. Let's look at that, 3 wide to the apron here. Let's look at Alex Huffman, big run. He's going to get 2 wide with Scott Fritz there, past that 15 of Magrineer. Jimmy Allen hung up on that outside lane. He's going to get past that 15. That's 3 wide for a second, coming out of turn number 4. Casey Barlow restarted on that outside pole. Let's look at that, 16 National Guard machine. Looked like he was peeking to the inside of that wood, and he's going to back it out. Casey Barlow falling off pace big time here. He's going to fall back a couple positions.
Yeah, that was a big move by Huffman, making it 3 wide to get down there, and now it's going to put him all the way up in 4th. It's those moves this late in the season you have to take. You can't second guess it. You got to go for it with what's on stage right now, which is the championship. Amazing move by Huffman.
Yeah, and he's rolling, man. He's got his teammate up in that 2nd spot, so I'm sure they're going to work together, try to get a position swap out eventually. He's just got to work on that too, Brandon Robertson.
Oh, yeah. The other thing, don't look now, but Justin Winters just a couple laps ago, he just put down a fast time within almost the top 3 of the fastest time, so Winters is moving as well.
Yeah, but is that moving going to come back and bite him in the butt? Is he going to run his equipment a little too hard?
Huffman just set the fastest lap.
Yeah, having to set up.
Okay. Holy crap! A flat.
Whoa!
Holy
Here we go.
moly.
We got a race for the lead.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Winters is trying to peek on the inside. 95 blinking just a little bit. Let's see if that 95 going to pinch him down. Whoa! The 2 getting all over the back bumper of that 95. Woo! It's a drag race down this front stretch.
52 is going to play it smart here. I think he's just going to keep slow here, keep the 95 on the outside, let Huffman get up there. That's how the teammates kind of do things. Not everybody looks, doesn't think it's a clean thing to do, but hey, it's why you got teammates.
Yeah, that's why you got teammates. I just wonder what Huffman's going to do with that 2 car.
Yeah, so as you see, the 52 of Justin Winters going to assume the lead here at lap 259 of 312.
There goes 8. There goes the 8.
You see Brandon Robertson getting around the 95. This should open the door for the 8 of Alex Huffman. Those old tires just starting to come back and haunt that 95, not going down pit lane.
3, 4, 5, and 6 final 4 drivers right
Look at that.
here.
There comes Jimmy Allen and that one of Scott Fritz. And Alex Huffman making a peek down the front straightaway. Lap 260 here. And there it goes. Pass for that 3rd place position. And the championship lead, the 8 of Alex Huffman. Going to the inside, 95 loose out of the exit. That's going to open up the door for the 8. Here comes the 16, 95 to the apron. 2 wide coming out of the dog leg. Is the 16 going to be there? He's going to put that 16 off quick. Yeah, there you go. He slid up in there quick. That 16 coming on those fresh tires, though. Is that 95 looking like he is on an island out there right now?
I'm curious how many sets of tires these other guys have here. I wish we could tell how many sets of tires everybody had left.
I could actually look into that.
Yeah, as you see, the 95 pinching the 1 and the 16 pinching that 95 in between each other. Whoa, the 95 getting a good run on the inside of the 16. Maybe Jimmy Allen having to check up a little bit. See the 16 pinching down that 95. 95 getting really loose coming out of the corner.
Battle for the lead now. 2's inside. Oh, 2's going to gain the lead here.
Oh, I do apologize about that. Let him go. Yeah, I do apologize about not watching what was going on up front. But we did have a little bit of shuffling around going back there, so... Looks like,
these boys still racing for that championship spot back there?
Looks like Jimmy Allen's going to go ahead and get around that 95.
Yeah.
But that 1 of Scott Fritz still hanging behind that 95, definitely wanting to get around him. If you saw him getting loose there a little bit. So, woo, it's starting to get a little dicey here now.
This is Huffman. I guarantee you right now, he's thinking, I got my teammate right here and the lead right there. If he can get these 2 cars in front of him and start selling away, yep, see, there's 52 giving him the line. Yeah, I think if they can take the lead, man, he's just got to stay calm, cool, and collected here to the closing laps.
Yeah, but that 16 of Jimmy Allen, he is starting to creep up into that picture.
I think this is what that National Guard 16 does the best, man. Remember early in the season, Chris, that's how that 16 was winning races. Just creeping up out of nowhere at the end. I mean, he was running obviously top 5, area, but at the end, he would just make himself the fastest car and just come out of nowhere, or he was just flat out dominating. That 16 on one of those runs today where it looks like he's going to have to come back from the back like he has before. Lap down at one point. That 16 is on a mission right now, and that's to win that championship here as well. That was a battle between Matt Grenier and Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Grenier really sent it in on Schwartz. I don't think Schwartz is going to be too happy about that. They might have made slight contact, but man, John is just one by one slowly falling.
Oh, he just drove it in on that 15.
Oh, goodness. Oh, he's not happy about it. I guarantee it. He is not happy about that. Now he's under pressure from Frankie Baruso.
He's trying.
Yeah, I think he wants to wreck that 15. He wants that caution.
Hey, I wanted to wreck Hobbs last night too, but I never did it.
Hey man, you never had the chance. You know. Oh!
Oh, he wrecked him.
Oh, oh, winners. Oh, there's a million things going on at once. Wow. Oh, tempers flaring right now.
Yeah, you see that 16 of Jimmy Allen and that 52. Justin Winters getting into that door bang right there. The 52 going around, but able to save it. Whoa, Scott Fritz having right in front of him.
I mean, Scott Fritz has Hawkeyes, man. Alex Huffman's loving it, too. He's loving it.
Oh, he's loving everything he sees. I think the biggest thing was Schwartz just a couple laps ago. He is driving the wheels off of it. Matt Grenier, after the move he did, going into 3, he full sent it to try getting into that 15's left rear. And Matt Grenier went over the ring and said, hey, watch it. The 95, oh, I don't know
all
if I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Now. Yeah, all out of sorts.
I think he's just tempers everywhere. This is, oh, yeah, he needs to sit back and take a second. Oh, his tires, you could cook an omelet on it right now.
Yeah, that 95 is definitely driving very spirited right now.
Just tough, man. I mean, I'll be with them on it. I mean, you have someone out of the championship, and I mean, I could be the one to say it, and just go there and just cause implications. And the thing is John, he was trying to retaliate, and it backfired in such a huge way. Because look now, Matt, all the way up to 4th. But yeah, like you said, Nate, Huffman, he's got grinning right now, but I don't know yet, because Jimmy, he's right there, and we still got quite a bit of racing to go. But Robertson, he's looking good right now. Could have went for the clean sweep, but you know, still trying to lift that trophy up.
Yeah, this race ain't gonna go caution free, I don't think.
Oh,
and
no,
I kind of hope it doesn't. I mean, I want to see these cars regroup again. Jimmy Allen's back up there at P3, hasn't been there since pretty much the beginning of the race. Like to see him have another shot at it, make it more interesting here. Oh, we got 95%.
Is around. Caution's gonna be out. Car stopped on the front straightaway. No, green.
No caution? And there's 2 cars stopped on the front stretch. They're gonna keep it green.
Wow.
Guess it was out of racing harm. Wow, Schwartz, I mean, I was literally just about to bring it up. I mean, he was on old tires and Casey was right there, and they both happened to get loose at almost simultaneously. I know they didn't make contact of any such.
Man, I hate it for the 95 right now.
Yeah, if
you know, he's got a sour taste in his mouth.
That's it just takes one bad pit call to ruin your whole race, and unfortunately for the 95, that's what happened tonight.
Well, it's not over till it's over though, guys.
Not over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, hey, that's not PC anymore, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, no, you know, I've had races go where I've been almost getting lapped, and then all of a sudden there goes that caution, and then I'm back around, you know, mixing it up with the boys. So you know, it's one of those things. Anything can happen, but you know, Brandon Robertson's starting to pull up to those back bumpers of Jonathan Schwartz and Jeremy Little. So, you know, Jonathan Schwartz got to get something going here now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lap times. Jimmy Allen is about a 10th faster in the last couple laps than Huffman right now.
Huffman might be saving that equipment, though, just here at around the lap 276 mark, as we've got about to lap 312. And that 8 might be trying to save that equipment just a little bit. Might be where that pace fall off is, but he did run a couple tenths faster that last lap by, so that 8 definitely not losing pace. He might have just been holding on a little bit, starting to spread that gap out, now back up to a second.
So I don't want to say anything now. I don't want to put too many crazy thoughts in your head, but right now, leaders are starting to catch Schwartz. I don't think he's the type of guy to do it, but I don't know. Something might happen if that 15 gets up to him, if he continues to have that loose car. I mean, we saw it. He almost Carl Edwards at Kansas it. Like it was just so far in. I knew he was frustrated. We all knew he was. It's just,
95's probably going to fight really hard to stay on the lead lap here. I mean, I'm sure he's going to pull over and let the 2 go.
He still has a car between him of Jeremy Little too. And Jeremy, he's trying to push as hard as he can, so he's not in that position. But the leaders are right there.
Yeah, as you see that distance between Jonathan Schwartz and Brandon Robertson, only about half a straightaway distance from that 95. So it's going to be interesting to see how that 95 attacks it. You know, like you said, it's rough. Don't understand why there wasn't a caution there. That kind of boggled my mind a little bit with 2 cars spun out. But yeah, it's a little awkward for that 95. I know, like you said, he's probably one of those want to just beat your head into the steering wheel kind of moments.
This is very interesting. I mean, in like 30 seconds we could yell in caution. I mean, it's still kind of crazy that there wasn't a caution. We had 2 cars stopped on the front stretch. We could have changed a lot of things. And like we're all saying, we can get these guys stacked back up. This race, it's going to change very quickly.
Oh!
Yeah, you see Justin Winters getting really loose coming out of turn 2. That 52 machine going to fall back a little bit.
You Huffman was saying, save it, save it, please save it. I don't care if you have to turn your computer off, Justin, save it.
So here comes the leaders on Jeremy Little. And Schwartz coming to the line as they're exiting 4. I mean, I'm hoping Schwartz can keep it out there, because now he's the only car. He's the next car that's on the lead lap. That's farthest in the back, but Jeremy Little being the lucky dog now.
Man, what do you think it feels like in that 95 machine right now? I mean, he went from just being one of the most dominant cars all race to, in a matter of like 3 laps, I mean, falling all the way back to that 9th, 10th position. I mean,
that's kind of why I wish I knew how many sets of tires these drivers had left. I mean, if he had 3 or 4 sets, I mean, if he had at least 2 sets of tires left, I would have came in and pitted there. But that is the worst thing about being the leader on under a caution. You don't know if you can't really. I mean, the guys might act like they're coming down pit road behind you, and then you go down pit road, boom, they all shoot out, and then you're screwed. And I just remember my win at Bristol, man, when a couple cautions came out, I was up front. I didn't know what to do, because, I mean, if you don't take tires and the rest of the field does, and they only 10, 15 lap different tires, you know, within 20, 25 laps, you're a lap down. You're not even a factor anymore in the race. So it's just a bad call, and not really his fault. I'm guessing he probably didn't know what to do there and just chose the wrong thing.
Well, I can say that it's gut wrenching. That's the only thing. It's one of those things where you feel like somebody just punches you in the stomach and there's nothing you can do about it.
And as a driver, I mean, he's probably not even that mad anymore that he made the wrong pit call. He's probably more mad now that caution didn't come out there when 2 cars were pretty much stopped on the track.
And the 15.
Yep.
Another thing too, kind of thinking about this, because it might happen, but with the leader of the 2 catching Jon, I wonder how much he's going to be willing to battle with that too. I mean, we know he has the speed, the tires are up in the air, but imagine if Jon, he gets caught. I don't think he will, unless the car absolutely just starts going downhill. But if he starts battling with the 2, 8 starts catching up, 16 starts catching up, it might cause a lot of predicaments here. I mean, he's holding out a 3-second lead right now, but I think Jon could think, well, if I might be out of this, or if I'm still having a fighting chance, I'm going to make the best of it.
And then that answers the question, raises those eyebrows to when do the guys on the lead lap start using those bumpers up on that Jonathan Schwartz machine, if they do catch him theoretically. Or are they going to try to move that to Brandon Robertson if, you know, oh, we say that, 95 just had a big moment in turn 3. He's still sideways.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting a little hairy here. I think that's going to be something that right now Brandon Robertson is watching. I think he's going to have to really plan it out when he gets them. We said this earlier. It's not about how fast you go. It's how fast you get around those lap cars. It's Schwartz. He's having a whole handful with that car right now. So it's going to make this interesting if they do catch him.
He's still sideways, boys. Still
yeah,
sideways.
He's wishing there was traction compound out there right now. I mean, yeah, like Nate said, and like you guys said, he had such a great race. I mean, he was smart. He had a car to handle in the beginning of the race, and then right about the midpoint, he just had it. Everything locked in, and then especially what Nate said at the beginning of the broadcast is once everything changes with the track temp, sun going down, especially staying out on just 10 lap old tires, just 10. Like it's so crazy to think about, and it's situations drivers really second guess and seeing everyone go down pit road. Yeah, 95. This is gonna get dicey when they get to him. I think they will, but yeah, it's just unfortunate, especially what was on the line. And I bet you he's thinking a million things right now, and probably one of them may not even be saving the car. I think that's just all driver instinct. I think right now he's just kind of kicking himself at some stuff, but there might be some words exchanged in the garage area with him in the 15, especially with what happened.
Okay, so I just got confirmation from our valiant leader that says caution only comes out when there's traffic coming. If cars had been there coming, there would have been a yellow. So that is your reason. Whoa, the 95 getting really hot.
He wanted hard.
I think we know what he's trying to do. I think we all just got it. Clear image on a billboard. He needs a caution, and he wants it bad.
It now. I mean, there it is.
Oh, that code.
Oh, he blinked. I think he blinked. Oh my gosh.
Brian Terry said, I'm out of here.
And he got the worst end. Look at his front bumper. Oh my goodness.
Does he wreck the 2?
Oh, he's trying too hard. He's trying too hard.
I hope not. He's got Huffman right here. Huffman's just praying. Huffman is praying right now.
I don't think this 16, this 8's going to be afraid to use the bumper here if they have to.
Oh.
8's clear. Oh,
Moment. There comes the 16.
Jimmy's like, I'm out of here. I need to go.
I'd be scared going into this turn with the 95 behind me, though.
I think John knows it's championship drivers. I think he at least has that much efficacy, but man, if he didn't get that little flicker right there, we would have a caution. A lot of talks after the race. John, he is racing for a championship like Kevin Harvick at Martinsville.
I was going to say that looked like Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, man. That's exactly what I was just thinking. 95 is still side. Whoa!
Oh! We're going to need to get a highlight film. Oh, he's just drifting for the funs of it, I think. There's no way he can be that loose. I think he's just driving around.
He's just so mad. He knows that his race is pretty much done.
Look at him, though. He's wheeling it around. Don't do it too much. You might wreck it. Oh, my God. Ew.
Yeah, it's getting to the point. They're going to have to say something to this 95, man.
I think, yeah, a black flag may be thrown. I don't know if they would throw it, but this is a little getting out of hand here. But, man, it's just... Yep.
Race control did just say that.
Oh.
Settle tires. I don't know.
That was a lot of...
We saw him with the old tires, and he wasn't getting this crazy loose. I mean, hey, if I'm a driver at this point, I would just pit.
Yeah, that's a lot of seesawing going on.
And you can see the tires. I mean, we all see it, especially with the damage now. He's yanking her. Yeah, he's upset. We can hear it. This has just become such a weird race.
Jimmy Allen right on the back.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, let's not get our attention.
Two tunnel vision.
Here. Yeah, he's 16 is
we still got a race for the championship up here.
Yep.
This is getting dicey. I mean, I think Jimmy might have been saving his stuff a little bit. Yeah, so now the question is too, is with the 2. I mean, he's just racing for the win, but he's got 2 people right behind him closing stages for the championship. I could not imagine what that 2's thinking right
Hobbs,
now.
what would you do right now if this 8 gets all over you? And
I'd get on that apron and hook it. Or no, I'm just if I was him right now, like I said, duct tape on the rear view. But also at the same time, I mean, you're racing for the win. You got to think what matters most. Do you want to fight it out for the win hard enough to maybe complicate a championship? Or do you maybe just give a little bit of leeway? I'm not saying move out of the way, but hey, if Huffman gets a run, maybe give it to him just a little bit. I mean, in my opinion, I would race for the win. Not enough to where we'd be door banging, but maybe a little leeway. But hey, I mean, we're all still here to win. That's the whole goal. Get that money.
He paid his money to race here tonight, so I mean, he's got every right to be out there racing for the win, just like his other Ford do.
Yep. So
Jon Schwartz, man, you're disconnected. He's out.
Yeah.
He just got out of the state.
Yep, Jason called down and said, "Hey man, you got to pit, man. It's you got to." That's something I wasn't surprised. It's just like I said, such a tough break. I understand the frustration. I mean, it's just it's upsetting, especially in that position. But I can't take my eyes off of this. These 3 cars just right there, coming to the end of it. I'm wondering how much is Jimmy Allen willing to get right here. I think he might be sitting back just a little. I'm watching the lap times. He's not too far off. I think here coming with like about... Robertson!
Oh,
we might get a caution. No, he's still rolling.
Oh, he's still rolling.
Was that a single car? Did the 8 make contact with him?
Nah, I think he just self-spin.
He just got loose.
I just opened it wide up, and for Alex, we're going to watch this replay right here before we get back to that live action. See what happened. Oh, yeah, 2 just got around.
Man, that's got to hurt. Right as we come
big
to 10
save,
to go.
though. Big save.
Good save. Really great save. But I think one thing we got to realize, too, Jimmy, he checked up.
Yes, he did.
He checked up. He did not want to get involved and played it safe. And Huffman just put the foot to the floor. He went. And, of course, he was the one closer. He saw where he was going. I think Jimmy, for the one time in his life, shouldn't have probably checked up. But, I mean, Jimmy, he's still got time. You never know.
In to go. So it is 10 laps to go, or 9 laps, excuse me. 9 laps to go here for the championship. 1 second separates 2 guys that are battling for this championship. 3rd place, Scott Fritz in the championship, is currently sitting in that 4th spot, about 10 seconds back. So really, he would have to have a miracle. And then, unfortunately, Jon Schwartz, not on the right strategy. Big loose. He has parked it for the night after big contact and being put a lap down. So that 95 is out of contention, as it's going to be the race for your championship right here between these 3 drivers, but mainly between this 8 and this 16. As it looks like Alex Huffman now starting to get a little bit of a run here, guys, late. We know that car opens up in that mid to late run, and it seems like now, with 55 laps on these tires, that 8's starting to move. Whoa, 16 around almost!
Ooh. Huffman is smiling now. We know that for a fact. I mean, I was just about to say Huffman's running about a 10th faster. He's going for the gold, and I think Huffman, he's just now got to not realize what just happened to the 2, sit down, lock in, and just get it done, bring it home.
Yeah, that 8's just got to pretty much put it on cruise control right now. We do know Alex Huffman, he had a couple of things happen to him. You know, remember back, what race was that? I want to say it was Nashville Fairgrounds. Coming to that white flag, he did get dumped, and we had a big old kerfuffle that night, and it was not fun. But it looks like Alex Huffman doing a really good job, you know, coming back, and look at that, out in that 1st place position with almost a 2-second gap to that 2nd place position now. So Jimmy Allen falling off just a little bit.
Yeah, lap 308 here out of 312. We're getting to those closing laps here. It's going to be that mental game. These drivers just going to have to hit those marks, stay focused, do what that race car wants them to do. 5 to go this time. We'll see who gets it done here.
I don't want to jinx it now, but Huffman, man, what a race he's put on. After what he went through earlier in the race, saving the car, saving the race, and being able to bounce back and being able to be in this position is huge. I mean, it's not over yet. Still got a couple laps to go here, but if he does get this done, incredible race by Huffman, just staying where he needed to be, having the car to do it, and it's just incredible being able to see this and the job he's done tonight.
It was almost like it was a battle who could hold on to the car the longest here this run. I mean, yeah, the 95 made the wrong pit call, but yeah, just Jimmy Allen just got a little loose there, and it's a shame that he checked up there when Brandon Robertson got loose coming out of 4. I think the race would still be pretty close if that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they are setting very identical lap times still, so it's just that 16 can't get a run. I mean, he's just kind of stagnant. And looks like he's a little bit wide out of turn number 4. And he's going to, oh, he's loose.
He's driving it. He doesn't care anymore. He's saying, I'm either going to win this or this thing's going to need towed.
2 laps to go here. It's going to be Alex Huffman out in the lead, man. Will he bring home the race win and the championship all in one? It'll be the white flag this next time by, as he's just going to roll it to turn number 3. As it's the white flag this time, 1 to go. Off to you by Buttkicker as they're going to get it down into turn number 1. Last time tonight. Will Alex Huffman get around through turn number 3? Oh, Jimmy Allen into the wall. That should secure it. Alex Huffman just has to roll through turns number 3 and 4.
I want to see Huffman bring her sideways come out of 4.
Max Verstappen style at Monaco. Looks like he's just going to settle it down, though. Alex Huffman gonna win at Phoenix, and he is going to pick up the Bluegrass Cup Series Championship. Alex Huffman is your champion here tonight.
Good job, Alex. That was
a good race.
Thing. Yeah,
that was a good race.
Like I said earlier in the broadcast, I didn't really like Phoenix coming up to this, but now that's got to be one of my most favorite races I've watched. So the drama, pit strategy, keeping the car straight.
Look at Jimmy Allen giving that bump to that door, saying, "Hey, buddy, good job, man." You love to see that sportsmanship. You see that 12 pulling up, trying to say, "Hey, man, congratulations." As I hear Josh in the other room going absolutely mental. So we see Alex Huffman, like he said, your Bluegrass Cup championship.
The teammates. That's cool. Someone get a photo of this. That is cool. They're all gonna burn it down. What a way to end the season. What
the drama, the adversity. I mean, so much this season for that 8 machine, and he's gonna pick up the win here tonight. I mean, that 8 of Alex Huffman has just had a nail-biter season all season. I mean, barely got himself into the round of 4 here tonight. With no wins on the season yet. That's his first win of the season, boys.
Oh, they're going to get together here and all do it burn out.
Oh, somebody get a photo of this. Oh, yeah. That is sweet.
This is awesome, man.
What a way to finish the season.
While you're watching this incredible show right here, as you can't even see that 8 man. Oh, he blew it up. That's what I like to see, baby. He blew her. As we're going to go ahead and run through your results for the race. It is going to be your race winner. That Allen's Body Shop Old School Diecast. Alex Huffman going to pick up the race win and the championship here. He is going to come home P1 tonight. And it was just a hard-fought battle from that 16 all night. Jimmy Allen, I mean, just absolutely dumping the car into the outside wall coming out of 2 on that white flag lap, giving it everything. He got a good run all season from Jimmy Allen. 2 wins on the season. he is going to finish in that second place here tonight and second place in the championship. Good run and a good attempt from Jimmy Allen. Brandon Robertson going to pick up that P3 after a very, very solid race all night. Unfortunate for him, got loose coming out of turn number 4 in the race lead there with about 10 to go and surrendered that lead to that 8. And that 8 never looked back since, but Brandon Robertson going to pick up P3. Scott Fritz, man, another one of those drivers, unfortunately, wasn't there tonight when he needed to be. He's going to pick up that 4th spot, 3rd in the championship standings for that Scott Fritz machine. But a good run from him this season. He came into this race the championship leader. 3 wins on the season. Scott Fritz looking good here in his first season, and good to see him in that P4 spot here tonight. Matt Grenier going to pick up P5 with Frankie Barroso P6. Justin Winters P7 with Casey Barlow P8. Jeremy Little P9. Adam Lancaster P10 with Trenton Jump P11. Brian Terry P12. And your last championship contender in that number 95, Jonathan Schwartz. Probably one of the most dominant cars coming into tonight. 6 wins on the season. I mean, man, just unfortunate for Jonathan Schwartz. He's going to be ended up P13 tonight, and his championship hopes went out on the drain with about 20 to go. So unfortunate for that 95 machine, as he's going to finish 13th here tonight. But still a good run from him all season, and hopefully we will be seeing some more from that 95 in the future. Then it's going to be that 48, Mo Abbott picking up that 14th spot. CJ Mason 15th with Wyatt Brackett 16th. John Kinder going out early in the race. He's going to finish P17 with Tyler Johnson P18. And Dylan Butler going to round out your field in that 19th spot. So it looks like we do have Alex Huffman ready to go for his interview. Can I go ahead and bring in that championship winner and that race winner? Have a word with him. Boys, I know you are excited to have a word with this guy. Let's go ahead and get Huffy down here. All right, so go ahead and bring Huffy in. Let's have a word with your champion. I just did not do the right thing. Sorry. Here we go. Alex Huffman. This is Nathan Maurer, Christopher Kiwis, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Josh Kiwis up here in the Bluegrass booth. And man, oh man, what a way to pick up the first win of the season. Championship, baby. How you feeling?
Tired, sweaty, and I hate that I had to do it on the last race of the season. Ugh. That was a slugfest. Me and Schwartz had a great battle early on, and there at the end with Jimmy, and oh, that was hairy. My VR locked up on me, and I thought I'd bend it, and because my tires were killed after locking it down to save it. After that happened, I thought I was screwed, but got a lucky caution, and heck, oh, I'm out of breath.
You are good, Huffy. You are good indeed, man.
Oh. Whew. I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I love to hear. I don't know. When's the championship? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the championship, I'm at a loss for words. I was just fine and dandy running second, third to Brandon. He was faster than me, and he just got loose. Looked like what happened to me when my VR locked up. And I was like, oh, sweep the weekend with the whole Team Elite. Had Ronnie win last night. He won the truck title as well. Or won the truck title, I mean. I got the win and title tonight and the team championship. Yeah, woo!
Yeah, man, that was sweet. The only thing I want to ask is, well, first off, creds to that burnout you guys did. That I was saying, get the cameras, take some photos of this. That was sweet. Cool what you guys did there at the end. I just got one question is, so for this being basically and almost officially the longest race all year coming in, you guys had a lot of adversity with the run, green flag runs, pit stops, cautions, getting loose out of 4. Like we were saying at the beginning, we're going to have a number counter of how many times we'd say someone getting loose out of 4. What do you think was the biggest thing that you had to conquer tonight? Like the biggest worry you had, or maybe the biggest thing you just had to really set your goal on to be able to win this championship?
Honestly, just race the racetrack and try to stay ahead of those other 3 I was battling. The track was super loose, obviously. I mean, I love the high horsepower, low downforce here. It always puts on a show. And I mean, I just had to try to manage. I had to try to get by John when he was ahead, and then he had a mishap and stayed out, and it hurt him badly. And it was just racing the racetrack and trying not to overdrive anything with pressure behind and a car in front. And because Jimmy kept the pressure on me when he was behind me, Jon kept it on me when he was behind me, Brandon when he was coming up through the field when he was behind me, he kept the pressure. It was just all about zoning out and not letting the pressure get to you and focusing on the racetrack and racing the racetrack.
Huffman, did you feel relieved there when everybody pitted but the 95 decided to stay out? And I kind of feel like that call that he made there kind of deciphered the rest of his race for him. Did you feel relieved? I felt like the best car all night was between you and the 95. I mean, did you feel pretty relieved when you seen him stay out?
I kind of felt bad for him, honestly, because I've been in that same boat multiple times. Because Darlington, that put me behind on strategy when I stayed out and he pitted, and it's all a cat and mouse game. And I mean, heck, Justin was up there playing games with him too, because he was going to try to win the race, because he was telling me I was going to be following him all night. But look who won, Justin.
So is Kinder and Alan Lancaster, all that money they got, they're going to fly you down there and go party hard tonight?
I wish. Heck, I got to go back to work tomorrow morning. I've sadly been on COVID quarantine, so I got my results back today. Luckily, hopefully my grandpa makes recovery from it, because he has it. My mom and my stepdad as well. Sarah Kelly, she has COVID pneumonia, and I hope she's making a great recovery as well. Love all of them. Yeah, it's been kind of bad out here, but luckily this hopefully turns things around entirely.
Hey, Alex, just to let you know, Sarah did say, congratulations from the hospital, man.
Hey, good. I'm glad to hear earlier that she's close to getting out, so that's always good news, and hopefully this helps a little bit more.
Heck yeah, Alex, man. It was just it's been awesome, all season. You've been telling me, I've been commentating, cursing you, and I tried my best not to talk about you as much as we could, but it was so hard not to, man. That 8 machine was just tuned up, and you had that hot rod rolling tonight, and man, it's awesome to see you win that championship. And if you've got any final thoughts, words, or anything before we let you go here tonight, you can go ahead and throw them out there, and we'll let Huffy get to go and celebrate in that championship.
I got to thank you, Josh and Chris, at broadcasting this for us. Of course, Nathan and Jeremiah joining up in the booth from the Truck Series. They always put on a good show, and I know I've commented on them a little bit at Martinsville. Got to thank Jason for putting this league on, Buttkicker for coming along as well. Deb at Old School Diecast finally got her a win other than Justin winning, so I can finally say I won with her on the car as well. And of course, my family and friends in the chat, everybody that supports me, and already ready for next season.
Well, hey man, not only did you win for her on the car, you got the championship for her on the car. So there you go, man. That's always something to look forward to. Huffy, man, we are so excited to see where you guys go with y'all's future endeavors. We know that team always fast, and excited to see what you boys got tuned up for us next season. And hopefully we'll see that 8 machine making a run at it next year.
I hope so too. I guess my cars need to be a lot brighter like this one.
Yeah, you gotta change up the paint to those the new future wave schemes.
Mm-hmm. You gotta keep it fresh.
You gotta put the number like on the fender now. So
no.
All right, well, Huffy, man, we're gonna go ahead and let you go here tonight. And hey, congratulations on the championship again,
congrats, man.
Thank you.
Great job.
I'm going to.
Hey, you took the butt kicker to these boys tonight.
I said enjoy the butt kicker. Sorry, I was muted, so I said enjoy the butt kicker. So he just answered a question he didn't say. But yeah, good. Congratulations, Huffy, man. Good to see you take it home.
Thank you.
All right, Huffy. Well, hey, again, we'll be seeing you next season, buddy. And again, congratulations, and have a good rest of your weekend. I know getting up for work in the morning is going to be a little bit easier.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, hey, good talking tonight, buddy. Always a privilege. We'll be seeing you next season.
All righty. See y'all too.
All right, and that was Alex Huffman, your champion and winner. Gonna go ahead and have a word with second place in the championship and second place in the race tonight, Jimmy Allen, and see what that 16 machine's got to say. Jimmy Allen, this is Nathan, Chris, and Jeremiah up in the booth with Josh. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Hey man, you came in here tonight and you drove your heart out. You went a lap down there early in the race. You fought your way back through the field. It looked like you were going to go up there and take your lap back old school style, but you got that caution, got yourself back up there, and man, you worked your pants off to get yourself up there in that second place position. there at the end, it looked like you bend the car on turn 2 coming to the white flag. But man, I know it's got to feel a little bit, probably a little bit disheartening, but still, Jimmy, you ran great all season, all race, and you know, you picked up second in the championship, picked up second here tonight. How you feeling? And just take us through those last couple laps. How was it feeling with that car? And you think you might have had it for Alex with a couple more laps, or do you think that 8 just had it, you know, sealed tonight?
It's really hard to say. I don't know. As a racer, I'd like to think, yeah, with a few more laps, I would have had him. But I don't know. He was kind of the class of the field tonight. I did my best to hang, but I should have been a little more aggressive on that last restart. But I just kind of was trying to. It's such a fine line, saving your tires and running hard enough to keep pace with everybody. So by the time we all got cleared of everything, and he was in front of me, and I had some clean track to get to him, I just didn't have enough tires left to get to him. I think my tires were down to 33% right rear at the end of that race. So it is what it is. I mean, you know, all in all, it was a really good year. I enjoyed racing with all these guys. I just wish it would have shaked that a little bit different there at the end.
Yeah, man. Biggest thing watching that race was the way you were able to just keep that car going straight. I mean, we were talking about it all night. You'd be like, "Oh, he's getting loose," and then the next lap, you're side by side for the position. I mean, keeping that car under control was something I was really watching and actually was pretty impressed with. So my only question with you is, like, of course, other than getting loose throughout that whole race, what challenged you the most?
No, that was it. You know, that's being sideways isn't a good thing. You know, being able to hold on to it when you're sideways is good, but a racer shouldn't get sideways. So I was disappointed in myself with that, but I just kept learning throughout the whole race, learning a little bit at a time, and there at the end I had it figured out pretty good. Obviously, with 5 to go, I was just throwing the kitchen sink at it, trying to catch him. But yeah, you don't ever want to get to that position where it looks cool and people talk about it. You just want to keep the thing straight as fast.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, yeah. Hey, last thing I got to say is congrats, man. I mean, finishing second, being the first loser isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, me being the truck driver, I always would watch the cup races, and you're one of those guys I'd always watch. Also running that sweet paint scheme tonight. I'm like the Dale Jr. I love looking at nice paint schemes and just giving creds for it. So that's creds to you for that. But man, you drove your heart out. I mean, every single restart, every single lap, you were putting it down, and it was just such a fun race to watch you going around trying to stick up with those boys and doing the best you could, and especially the adversity you went through. So I just got to say congratulations and hell of a job tonight, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys doing this and staying up late with us tonight. Appreciate Jason. Appreciate my teammates, Tyler Johnson, Casey Barlow, Dylan Butler. Those guys helped me so much this year to get to in a position where we had a shot for the championship. So hands down, thanks to them. Thanks to John Kinder for getting me into this deal. At times this year, I don't think he's pretty happy that I was in this deal, but I do appreciate it. And congrats to Huffman again. Congrats to Huffman. Hopefully next season it'll turn out a little bit different for us.
Hey, Jimmy, Nate here. Hey, I mean, this is your first year in this league, and if you would have told me that there was only going to be one person in the Final Four from last season, you know, in the Final Four this season, I would have thought you were crazy. But your first year in here, you were the second car a lap down tonight at one point, and fought back, got back on the lead lap, and came back to a P2. I consider that a win. I mean, I wouldn't be that upset. I mean, you're still taking home a good chunk of change, and you can work off of it on next year. I mean, you came in here and beat guys like John Kinder, who I thought, I mean, John Kinder is a great driver. You got Justin Winters, who didn't make the Final Four. I mean, yeah, you're probably not happy you didn't come out P1, but I mean, P2 against these guys in here, it's a really strong strength of field here. I mean, I take that home as a win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like anything, a racer wants to win. And it doesn't matter if you're racing in real life, racing on iRacing, foot racing your buddy across the parking lot, you want to win. So second sucks, but yeah, I am proud of it. And like I said, hopefully next year will be a little bit different. Well, next season, not next year, next season.
Only a few weeks, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of time to lick the wounds.
It's gonna feel like a year, but all right, well,
Yeah.
hey Jimmy, man, if you've got any final words, final thoughts, or anything before we let you go here tonight, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
No, just again, I appreciate everybody that makes this all happen. I mean, for 9 to 12 on a Wednesday night, make a little bit of money. It's not so bad after all. So we'll get some rest and head off to work tomorrow, make a little bit more money.
Okay, man. Well, hey, we appreciate the words after the race, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Jimmy, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next season a lot more and have some more of these interviews with you.
Without a doubt. All right, boys. Have a good night.
You too, man.
See you, man.
All right, and that was Jimmy Allen, your second place position in the race and championship. Gonna go ahead and have a word with your last driver here tonight, third place finisher, Brandon Robertson. Brandon Robertson, this is Nate, Josh, Chris, and Jeremiah up in the booth. Got the whole family reunion up here. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Doing good. We were talking to you earlier after that first stage win, and man, you were looking so good. I mean, you had the race pretty much in the bag there in these closing laps. I mean, unfortunately got loose coming out of turn 2. You were still able to salvage it though, pick up that P3. What was going on inside that race car that got you so loose coming out of 4 right there?
Yeah, we led a ton of laps, and I'm pretty impressed, but happy with how the race went. In general. I mean, other than that, lap 302 or whatever that was, 10 to go. I just lost a little bit of concentration, and that's all it really takes. And you lose, 4 or 5 seconds there on that. I almost brought out a caution. I mean, honestly, it was just a lapse in concentration there, and that was all that it took. I mean, Alex and the 16 were certainly right there. I mean, we were right within like a tenth of a second there, and it was going to be hard for them to pass me if they got to me. I wasn't gonna let anybody pass me, but yeah, I just pretty much spun out and let them go by, and that was the end of it. So I'm glad I got third, and I mean, that was a pretty interesting race. We pretty much had everything there. I mean, stage 2 was like a fuel strategy, scenario. I mean, everybody was, I think, expecting a caution, and then it didn't end up happening, and everybody's clutching and saving fuel, and I think Scott won that one, and then yeah, it was then at one point we all thought Schwartz had it in the bag, and then the caution got brought up by the 16 to 28, which was I don't know, kind of predictable. They've been like a magnet to each other this past couple weeks, and then then it was the shootout toward the end, and it was a good race.
Yeah, man, I agree to that. It was definitely a good race, and especially with you at the beginning of the race, you just start taking charge. Like I was talking up here, I was like, man, I think he's got the speed to get the sweep, get both stages in the win, and it was just so unfortunate to see at the end. We thought you were gonna get it done, but hey, man, I've been there. Trust me. But anywho's, my question is, and I couldn't ask the other 2 drivers this, of course, but for not being in the Final 4, being out front for majority of the race, what was kind of your mindset knowing, hey, I'm leading this race, but I literally have 4 of the drivers going for a championship right behind me. So kind of what were you thinking through that during the race?
I mean, on the restarts, I wasn't going to do anything crazy, but if I got the lead, it was honestly, I was just going to race everybody the same exact way and make it as difficult for every single one of them so that it was fair. Because, I mean, if I'm leading and second and third are battling and they kind of close up, if they catch up to me and close up, it makes the race more exciting, and it, whatever. So, but yeah, I wasn't going to roll over. I mean, if we were going 3 wide, I was going to stick it right there,
Right. Yeah, congratulations, man. I mean, you had such a great night. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting seeing you next year. And I mean, this race would have been so much different, of course, if certain things happen. So the way you were able to take control there and stay up in the front was huge. So congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And obviously, congrats to Alex. He certainly He certainly earned this one. I mean, it's a well-rounded victory for sure. I mean, this thing, like I said, this race had kind of everything, and it was a long race. I'm kind of sore right now, but congrats to him, and obviously thanks to Buttkicker for coming on. I gotta look into those to see if they'd fit on my chair, and thanks to Team New England for helping out during the races, fuel strategy, and obviously thanks to Bluegrass. Thanks to you guys. All right.
Hey, Brandon. Just one quick thing, man. I was going for you tonight. I couldn't say it at first. You know, I was really pulling for you if you were up there. As a diehard Kyle Larson fan, you kind of remind me of Kyle Larson. I led a bunch of laps, looked like you're going to have it in the bag, and something always just goes wrong there at the end. And yeah, I think you had it for him. I mean, I really wanted to ask you under one of them stage breaks. I was going to ask you if you kind of wish you were in the Final Four. I mean, you get there. I knew you were there last year, and yeah, I think you got a good chance of getting back there next year. Just I don't think you made all the races this year, but I think these boys should be worried if you get there next year, Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, definitely this year the competition's ramped up, and I appreciate it. How'd the strategy talk go with my numbers that I gave you? You did pretty good up there in the booth.
I got a little worried. I told the boys that you gave me you got into Larry Mack's RV last week and stole his notebook. But yeah, you guys ran about 85 laps I think until you guys pitted. But I seen you clutching there that first stage, you know, saving fuel. And yeah, nope. I used the book.
All right, man. Good. Yeah, that book, we had to throw it out on stage too. Everybody was cheating, holding the clutch in and doing all the things we had to do.
But hey, congrats to your P3, man. I mean, strength of field in here is ridiculous. I mean, so many good guys in here coming P3. Can't be too unhappy about it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring Jason into the booth right quick. He has a word to say. So we're going to see what Jason has to say. Hello, Jason. Nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
We hear you loud and clear.
Oh no.
Problem is, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So tonight we did the drawing, like I said, and Gary is going to be the winner because the comment picker that was used sent Chris a screenshot of it. Yeah, I think it's called Woohoo. Down at the bottom. It's not showing the bottom of it, but
a little bit of an awkward technical difficulties.
Oh,
you're fine, man. It's all good.
Yeah. Hey, man, at the end of the season, it's not like we got a timer for next race.
So click on the click on it. And then transform it.
Sorry, everybody that's seeing this on I'm just moving this around, but there you go. You can see that it is Gary Jazorski. I have to zoom it out a little bit.
Not only was he kicking people's butt in race control, now he's gonna have a butt kicker to put on that rig.
Well, there you go, Gary. Yeah, one of the guys that runs race control, getting that butt kicker.
Yeah. All right. Well, heck yeah, it's been a fun one, man. It was an awesome championship race we saw here tonight at Phoenix. You know, we had Nate up in the booth. We had Jeremiah as well. You know, just a fun time from all the boys up here. It was fun watching. Just an awesome race. I mean, Jason, we got to put a big old hands down to you, man. That was just a awesome show out there. You know, it's always fun seeing, you know, the collection of drivers, the collection of talent that we have, you know, in the field, you know, and it's all brought together by, you know, people like you behind the scenes, man. You're able to make it available for us, and we appreciate that, not only from you, but from everybody that, you know, in the league that makes it available, from the drivers all the way down to the fans. So we appreciate all you guys, and yeah, you know, Nathan, Chris, Jeremiah, you know, anybody, if y'all got any final words before we let the fans go tonight, we'll
yeah,
throw it off
I
to
guess
y'all.
first thing I always say, and I said this since Daytona when I first joined, was Jason, I really do appreciate like all the effort in this league. I mean, joining in, I'm not gonna lie, when you were hosting those lobbies to get people in here, I just thought it was just gonna be a joke around. I thought, you know, it's just gonna be a crappy old league, kind of people just messing around. But then after Daytona, I realized how big of a deal and how much importance to everyone in this league that this racing is, and all the personalities, and how we're even being able to expand this to Xfinity next season. It's just it's unbelievable, and it's something I've never experienced before. And just having the opportunity to have fun, meet all these guys and race with them, even being able to race with you, it's been nothing like anything else. And I plan to be in this league as long as I can. As I plan for at least the next 2 years. So I really do appreciate all the work you, Gary, Casey, everyone does, every single person, even if it's just one tiny detail. And the broadcast, having me and Nate up in here is huge too. It's just everything that this league has is great, and I know it's just going to keep getting greater. So yeah, I really appreciate everything.
No problem, man. You know, I appreciate what you guys do here too, showing up every week and helping support the league. You know, just being here watching and tuning in makes all the difference in the world. Gives, you know, another viewer to put to our list. And you know, without the racers and the people watching every week, it's not possible. You know, we couldn't have this league, and it wouldn't be as successful as it is. So, you know, it's always, like I said, thanks to you guys. Thanks to Chris and Josh for always putting on a good show. You and Nate really brought the heat tonight also, and added a totally different dynamic to it that freaking was awesome. Yeah, it was just, you know, it felt like I was listening to something that was, you know, a professional level broadcast. Like, to me, this is professionally done, because I feel like that it's something that was good enough. You know, yeah, I mean, it's that entertaining. Like, you guys did a wonderful job. Like, all the back and forth, man, was just it was really intriguing to listen to and watch. And having, you know, having that playing in the background while I'm doing race control, you know, if I look at something and maybe I don't have a good angle on it, I can always tune to the stream and see exactly what it is. So it helps me out just by hearing you guys talking about it, because sometimes I may not know where the wreck is, and I'll hear what number you're looking at, and boom, I'll go straight to it from that. Like, it's a lot easier for me to do things that I had to do, you know, just from listening. And like I said, you guys are doing a really good job with, you know, back and forth tonight, give and take, and on the commentary, and everything just seemed like there's a lot of chemistry, man.
Yeah, and whoever would have thought that the guy that somewhat took me out last night, me and him would be up in the booth together.
Hey, when I win Daytona, all I'm gonna say is the word Phoenix. In the interview, I'm just gonna say Phoenix. That's all I'm gonna say over and over.
That's the beauty of the league. That's the beauty of the league. You can literally be mortal enemies one night and then be in the booth the next night.
Yeah. But I'll throw a little bit of shade for next season at Jeremiah Hobbs. Come talk to me when you win at a real track. Even Michael McDowell.
Let me look at every other race. You know, I'm not getting into it. Let me not get cocky here. I should have had 4 wins.
I know. But hey, Jason does a great job running this league. I mean, heck, last season, I think our old broadcasters kind of just said, "Screw you, we're going back to an old league." Then the Kiwi brothers came on, who I already knew for broadcasting another league I was in, and I think Jason even asked me if they'd be good. I said, yeah, I think they're going to be good enough to get it done for us. And boy, you two brothers came a long way. I mean, if you go back and listen to your first stream of broadcast for us, go back to listen to, the one now. I mean, your energy got a lot better. I mean, I don't know. I think you guys do a better job than the last people that we had. And I think the last people that we had were even like professionals. I think the one guy even goes out and does professional broadcasting for super late models and stuff. So yeah, but none of us could be here if it wasn't for Jason. Runs a great league. Not everybody agrees with everything he does, being the race control and admin, but rules are rules, and everybody gets over it. I mean, yeah, good. It's just been a good season. It was a great season, even though I didn't get to win last night. But on the next season, excited for the Xfinity Series. Be racing against Jason and the old number 10 Hobbs boy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, like I always say, at the end of every stream, we could not do this without you guys. So, you can say thanks to us all you want, but really it's you guys that bring the action. You the guys are the one on track. We're just reacting to what y'all are doing. So, I mean, if you look at it, we're just the two guys sitting up in the, sitting there watching a screen while you guys are the ones throwing down on the track. So honestly, man, it's all about y'all. It ain't about us. So, we just try to, call what we see, and you guys put on one hell of a show every night, every time we watch you. So, it's one of those things where we don't go into it going, oh, it's going to be one of these races. It's always, it's always banger after banger after banger. So it's a lot of fun. I can't believe I just used that, but it's always really good, to watch, you guys do it. And, it's like, that's what it is. Like, we couldn't do it without Jason. We couldn't do it without you, Nate, or without you, Jeremiah. We couldn't do it without you guys. So, it's not us, man. It's y'all. So honestly, y'all guys are the ones that need the thanks.
I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, obviously it takes a lot to be able to run this league, and without the help, and even with the help, shoot, it's still tough. So, we got our next series that we're adding, like Jeremiah said, is the Xfinity Series that's coming up here in a few weeks. We're gonna possibly start back after our champion Alex Huffman goes down and runs the DNQ Series in Mooresville, North Carolina. He'll be running at Millbridge. He's going to take a cart of John Kinder's out. Once he goes out and runs that race, I will start back up the season the following week. I think that's how we're going to do it, and so that'll put us around. That's on the 13th of October. So we're looking at October 20th start on the Cup Series. 18th on the truck and 19th on the Xfinity, unless we go the week before they go to Millbridge, and then we just take that week off as a bye week. We'll have more details coming out here in a couple weeks and make the final decision on it and everything. The schedule will be published in a couple weeks. We have our All-Star race next week, which is, going to be good for some of the guys to run in. Free entry for the guys that have already been named. Once we tally up the points here and finalize the points, it'll be top 10 points drivers, yeah, and pole winners and race winners moving into the All-Star race. And then we'll have an open on Tuesday night in the Cup cars. We'll have an open race that'll allow 3 people to go in by winning the stages. 2 will win the stage, and the last one will win. Whoever finishes first at the end of the race will go to the All-Star race on Wednesday night, and then we'll have a viewer, or like a peer count, like a peer vote. That peer vote, one guy will be voted in. Sorry. So.
Yeah, just So yeah, you hear it. Getting ready for that All-Star race next Tuesday is that open race. And then Wednesday will be the actual All-Star race. We will be live with that All-Star race. And then that'll be the send-off for the season. As we saw the Cup Series come to an end here tonight with the champion picked up by Huffman. But other than that, I think this is just going to be our final sign-off here for the night. And like we said, just again, thank you to all the guys out there that make it possible for us. Jason, the Bluegrass guys, everybody up here. in the YouTube and the Facebook chat. If you're on Facebook, make sure to hit that like button. We will be updating, you with schedule, the scheduling, all the information about that and what's going on, within the coming, months of the next season. So, as well as that YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. I know we got some plans cooked out for the YouTube that we have had some talks about. So there might be some content coming out on that YouTube. Maybe not. Just pay attention. You don't know, you'll find out. So if you don't have that notification bell on, you're not gonna find out. So hey, hey, just make sure to tune in to us next week on that All-Star race, and then after that we'll be seeing you folks then. So good night. Congratulations again to Alex Huffman and all of our runners here tonight in the championship, and just the guys that we had out there all season. It was just a fun season, and glad we were able to be a part of it. So good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be seeing you for the All-Star race next Wednesday.